show you what love's supposed to feel like. I can show you what love's supposed to be. I can show you what love's supposed to feel like. I can show you, yeah. I can show you, yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mazer Gives Back. I'm your host, Mazita, alongside my trusty co-host, Rhino Live. Rhino, how you feeling this evening as we get ready to kick things off?
I'm feeling great, Maz. Happy to be back behind the mic. Happy to watch some competitive Apex here tonight. Man, it's a Wednesday, so it's a great thing to have in the middle of the week.
Yeah, it is, and you know, we've got a lot of Pro League teams in here, so it kind of feels like a little bit of a treat. But a couple of the teams kind of keeping an eye on them. Definitely keeping an eye on Liquid Alienware, one of the powerhouses here in America, currently in the Pro League, alongside Team HUSS, really carrying this North American side of the Pro League teams. But we've also got sleeper teams like Team Solis. We've also got teams like NAVI inside of this lobby. So, I mean, we're bound to see some really top quality Apex Legends as we are getting ready to kick off game number 1 already. Crank up the volume
here. Let's get after
here.
it, man. Let's get after it. E-District, 2 games, E-District, match point format. And what a way to spend our Wednesday night.
We had a couple teams landing at the POIs that, you know, maybe they weren't idealistically looking for, but Rhino feeling much better here as we drop into game number 1 of Mazer Gives Back.
We got our eyes on Team Inferno right now. Had a nice strong showing over on CC's this past weekend. Big congratulations to them. Going to be playing over at the Open in New Orleans as well. So they're definitely on the come up. A lot of talented players. We're using a sub here tonight with Voski. See how they do here in match 1. It looks like we got some bit of a rotation on top of each other here with Pathogen and Forbidden Gaming. This Clutch is going to open it up with a nice knock and kill there on Slab.
Yeah, beautiful kill there for Pathogen to kick things off. Of course, if you're not familiar with Envy or why Envy, probably one of the more talented ladies in this space. Used to play with Team Insomnia. They've split up and gone their own ways. Now we see Envy kind of kicking things off. You know, we've seen her playing in the Challenger circuit, some of the PSQs. So excited to have Pathogen here on board as they are able to pick up 1 KP. On Forbidden Gaming, you'll see Slab over here going to be down and out for the time being, but Aku and 0-0 should be able to get this banner and get back up to a full stack.
Wouldn't be surprised if Pathogen camps his banner here, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing. Tether going to be coming in from Clutch. They're looking for the crack on the Newcastle. Newcastle wall is going to come in crucial here for the squad and hopefully potentially get them away from this 2v3. For now, they're looking like they might want to take this fight here, Maz, and they are. The swing coming in. The P20 is going crazy, Faku, and down goes Clutch. So they trade knocks here. It's going to be a 2v2 now. And it looks like Pathogen is going to make their way over there to the banner, and this could swing real quickly here for Team Forbidden Gaming.
And just a reminder, we do have a bounty up tonight for $50, best clip of the tournament, okay? But there is a little asterisk under there. You are not allowed to use the P2020s in your best clip. We are shutting down P2020 supremacy 1 game at a time, as Forbidden Gaming will be eliminated here at the hands of Pathogen. A little bit of help from NAVI. I'll say a little bit of help from NAVI. Our previous ALGS champions, NAVI, moving in to take down and pick up 1.
Yeah, NAVI saw the beacon come down. They flew right on over there, got a knock. I think they got 2. And they only got 1 kill out of that. Pathogen was able to collect 1 as well. So Pathogen going to stay alive and try to get a reset here. But, I mean, you got another team making their way over. It looks like it's going to be Team Cat strolling on over to this respawn beacon. And I don't know if they're going to be quick enough with it. I have to use this alter Q, get through these walls. And that alter Q is dangerous right now.
I do like the Q, although unfortunately I'm not a good Q user myself. You know, I think put myself into worse situations than not using it. So, you know, I try and stay away from it if I can.
I've yet to use it myself, so. My teammates have had this has been kind of ridiculous too. The Nexus usage has been crazy. I've gotten into fights where we get 2 knocked and all of a sudden they're full reset and you know they're on top of my death box. Moments later.
Sometimes it's exactly like that. While we do have a little bit of time here in the beginning, do want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor for this evening, Coliseum. Coliseum is the premier player-focused sportsbook. Make sure to check them out for the upcoming NBA playoffs with esports betting coming soon. Reminder that if you do choose to gamble, please do so responsibly.
Yes, do it responsible.
On board with Empire Gaming as they do move up to the northeastern corner of this zone where this circle is sitting. We've also got the likes of the U.S. Army Esports, a team that we don't really get to see too much in a lot of these competitions, but we are happy to have them on board here for Mazer Gives Back.
Yeah, U.S. Army was taking some shots there on a squad below them. It's going to be the team of Infinite. Infinite was taking some damage, but they're going to hold up inside this building with their Newcastle wall. Could be in the middle of Empire and USAE currently, but I don't think anything will translate from that, as a lot of these teams just trying to grab spots in zone. Empire, though. Shout out Empire, my squad. There you go. Got to give them some love.
I mean, we do got to show a little bit of love to Empire Gaming. You know, they've had a couple rosters
jersey
over the years. You're looking great in that new baseball-style jersey. And I believe it's almost baseball season. Unfortunately, I'm not too much of a sports fan, but, you know, I rely on you, Rhino, for that.
It is baseball season.
Map was a little wonky there. Apologies. Got a couple fights going on outside of this next zone, including the likes of HUSS down here in Humbert Labs. They've got a little bit of a walk inside to this next zone. But, I mean, after watching HUSS perform their first week in Pro League and then now their second week in Pro League, looking to make a little bit of a statement here this evening.
They're looking to third party this fight. Cat was just in. Dupe is going to get cracked, going to have to back up. 30-30s have been a strong weapon recently in the Pro League. You can see here the hands of Gent. Gent is just an absolute demon with any single shot. Marksman gun.
I'll say we've been watching Gent for years utilize single shot weapons. You know, we've seen him do some crazy things with a Sentinel and now a 30-30 in hand as Dupe once again just going to back up and pop this shield battery. Give himself just a little bit of cover here as he plays this head glitch on this box. Looking to just take any sort of advantageous angle as my map once again is not doing map things.
Yeah, Skull Cake's had a nice little off angle there. Taking some damage to the players holding the staircase of Team Cat. Cat's going to be on their heels now. They're going to have to find a spot here to hold up and stabilize. But the shot's going to continue to come down from Skittle Cakes. Skittle Cakes getting that crack there. Progressively making their way on over. Stealing their loot as well in their previous fight. So good job here by Team HUSS. Team HUSS coming off a tough week 2 in Pro League. Looking to kind of bounce back here in the Mazer event. Get things locked back in. After winning week 1, they had a terrible week 2. So They gotta be feeling some sort of way right now, Mess.
Yeah, definitely have to be. And you know, we do have the other likes of Infinite also here in the lobby. They did exceptionally well in week 1, still did okay in week 2. But you know, Infinite coming in as the preseason qualifier, I believe it was number 4. But you know, excited to see Infinite here as well, kind of representing the EMEA region. A couple EMEA powerhouse teams, like I said, Infinite, NAVI, getting themselves set up here in game number 1. Super excited to watch the latter part of this game play out as we do see this circle pull even more up towards the northeast for this next zone. As, man, Liquid Alienware sitting so comfortably up there, and we've got Jaguares inside of the crypto drone already, just flying around and having a good time, as it does look like we've got a team pushing up on them, and that's going to be the likes of Empire Gaming. Let's jump on board.
A beautiful crypto out there to hold off the push. Carter is going to go down to Kurev. The P20 slapping right now. They do have the Nexus down, but Carter's going to get full limbed. Vampire going to be able to back up. That was a duo. They do have the Altar. I'm not sure if they'll be able to grab Banner. I know Altar can do that, but I don't think they're close enough. Probably have to play this as a duo unless they can get lucky with a crafting situation, as they're going to back on up to the next Nexus. So Empire going to lose Carter there. Paying the price for trying to get aggressive on a reset on Team T-Law. And it's not really a team you want to mess with in a situation like that, but nonetheless, T-Law is going to get aggressive, and they're going to continue to push up on another squad. Team SCN.
I cannot click off this. Here we go. SCA coached currently by Ren. For those of you who may be familiar with her from the Ladies' Night scene, the Queen's Cup. Ren doing a wonderful job here as coach, and I have no observer controls whatsoever right now. Rhino, just letting you know.
It's all right. I can give you guys a perspective that you can't see. I can do that for you.
We're going to hang out apparently on SJP2, and you know, I love SJP2 as much as the next guy, so this is great news.
I can tell you right now that Liquid Alienware is currently stepping on top of SCA.
We're rotating through manually until we find it. All right,
and they are going to take them out.
We got there right as it ended. Absolutely amazing. Just bear with me a second, chat. We're trying to figure out why I have no map controls whatsoever right now, so I'm not 100% sure.
Coming in from Alienware. Empire Gaming back to a full 3. Gonna try again on this push off a reset. That was gonna be loiter that time. Gonna have to back on up to the Nexus. Empire Riley takes down Juarez. Gets the full kills. Oh, T-Law having to reset twice already this game. Looking to probably do it a third time if they can get themselves a banner. As Kurev is knocked as well. Gonna take that Nexus back over to Nezul. Try to get at least a duo reset here with zone closing on their backside. But here comes Empire through the portal. Empire coming in hot. Carter with the hemlock goes down here. Empire down. Empire goes down. T-Law, Kurev, and Nezul as a duo. Say, Empire, you gotta leave us alone, bro. 3-4 times they tried to push Alienware there, and T-Law just absolutely denied them each and every time. Unbelievable plays there coming in from Kurev and Nezul. Holy cow.
That's, you know, you hate to see it because it's a team you're rooting for in Empire Gaming, but I mean, Liquid Alienware, we called it early. They said they were going to be one of the teams to watch, and proving to do exactly that here, as I am still without any observer controls whatsoever. So please bear with me, chat. I'm working on it.
So Alienware are going to have to use their double Nexus here again. They are going to get banner once again. I don't know if they're going to be able to get a reset this time, but they did walk into the likes of another squad there on their, try to rotate through zone. I can't, Corinthianus? Excuse me.
I think it's Corinthians. I think.
Corinthians?
But you know, that could be the little boy that went to Bible school as a child, just kind of recalling on some random memory, and maybe that's what it is, you know, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, SCCP were the team they walked into there, Wands, Kings, and Bin. And we're familiar with them playing in some of your past events, Maz. You know, the old school Apex mode we hosted together. That was quite the show Kings put on with that old school wingman.
It was quite the something, absolutely. As we finally make our way over to Corinthian, I mean, we've seen Kings do some pretty amazing things, not only on the old school, you know, the OG throwback mode, but also in this new setting, where unfortunately, you know, things are a little bit different. The damage ticks from zone a little bit more aggressive. We'll try and get the observer settings all situated here before we jump into game number 2. My apologies, chat. Sometimes that's the way of the land. You know, there are some bugs, and we're just gonna work around them. No problem. Beautiful shot there out of Kings, though, with his charged up Havoc rifle for 70 from range. Doing a beautiful job. US Army Esports still with us here. 11 squads left. And while we do have a little bit of a slowdown here, I do want to remind everybody while we are here tonight, we are raising money for Operation Shelter that provides shelter and resources to families affected by Hurricane Helene down in the Carolinas. There are still numerous families without power, without food, without home, without resources, and your donation tonight can give just a little bit back to that community. Use command DONO in chat. Head on over to Give, Send, Go, and if you can give, please do. The littlest amounts help. Every single dollar will go to a family in need. So that's why we're here supporting Operation Shelter. Again, that's command DONO in chat. DONO.
T-Law did get a reset again. Crazy. There's like 3 teams on top of each other right here. Reply Totem, US Army Esports,
we've also
and the
got
likes of T-Law.
Also got Kings on a push right now. Once again, I mean, we keep talking about Kings, I feel like. That Void Nexus is down. They're going to avoid that for the time being. US Army Esports is in a struggle right now. Barely Asian. Going to be trying to survive the push that looks to be T-Law. Gonna be able to get out here. You know, we've seen Barely do some pretty amazing things in previous events, like in Code Freedom. We've also watched him do some pretty amazing things in Ranked, but seeing him here up against the likes of some of these Pro League teams, not only from NA, but from EU as well. Seeing the Army Esports make it into the top 10, you'll love to see it, and I might be able to get these banners here shortly.
Team Infinite going down in the zone after getting some kills there to Team Inferno. Team Inferno going to get that knock on Bushi. I can't tell where this zone pulls because all these purple circles, man. It was hard enough with the Loba ring, you know. Now I got to deal with these purple circles. I got to adjust my eyesight. Crazy.
You know, I'm just trying to, you know, to see the ring, so one step at a time. I can see a little bit up on that map, but hanging out on board Team Infinite right now as they're getting ready to move into zone. They do have a team directly in front of them. Going to be able to do some damage here for NoNo. Going to be able to get that break on the Newcastle. Totem. Beautiful. Apply Totem in some danger. Got one behind these bins that's going to be taking flat. NoNo going to bump up over that Catalyst utility. Not going to be able to get the down. And Infinite will fall at the hands of Totem. A little bit of Inferno help there.
Inferno collecting a lot of like secondhand kills right now. They're doing a great job here. Top 6 situation. Bosky taking some damage, but VGUK flying in that drone, getting a lot of intel. VGUK finds somebody on top of him, gets the knock there. A player from Cat now in a 1v1 with an altar, but goes down. Team Inferno cleans it up, though. Tax goes down. Germs cleans it up. Rez coming in from Vosky on top of VGUK. Team Inferno doing a great job stabilizing here. I like this comp, too, man. Ash Alter Crypto. I mean, this comp can absolutely cook.
Clearly proving to be helpful already here in Game 1. Reminder that we do have Legend bans in play, so the most used Legend will be banned from play here in the second game. We'll announce that quick as we get ready to set up this next lobby. Team Inferno doing a wonderful job proving that, you know what, when they go to NOLA, they've got themselves a little chance at some land glory here. This is a very aggressive Team Inferno, which you love to see.
Yeah.
Liquid Alienware still alive.
They've been playing together for a minute. You know, they've been grinding, you know, past scrims, and they just been putting in the work, man. It's showing. It's showing. I'm just impressed with T-Law right now. T-Law back up to a full 3. They've reset like 4 or 5 times this game. Kurev is the kill leader with 6 kills. I mean, jeez.
I mean, it's exactly what you expected.
That takes a lot of mental ability there, bro. I would give up, you know?
Yeah, just
don't
to,
even bother resume, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. It's exactly what it would be. But Liquid Alienware, I mean, proving why. I believe they're second place right now in the NA Pro League, and proving exactly why. They've got the patience, the utility, the skill set combined here with Nazul and Jaguars. I mean, Kurev has been a wonderful addition to Liquid Alienware, proving that P20 is going to be able to take down Adam very quickly. Team Cat in a bleeding scenario. Kurev able to pick up 2 so far. This should be all that was written for Kaz. We do see U.S. Army fall in 5th place. We're down inside the top 4 in round 5, getting ready to close out.
Liquid Alienware was able to take down 2 of Team Cat there. Under our last 4 squads, 1 is solo. Kurev picking up some good damage with his nades and knuckle clusters. Team Inferno still alive as well. Gets the reset on Germs. It'll be tough sledding here for Inferno playing from the bottom side. They have to find their way up. Have to use those altar portals to move. They find the solo from Team Cat. They clean up Cat. So top 3, Team Inferno, SCCP, and Liquid Alienware. The last 3 teams, and based off what I'm looking at here, it looks like T-Law really put themselves in a winning situation. Yeah, Nazul separated to the left. There's a good off angle. Kurev peppering down on SCCP with the knuckle clusters, just doing constant damage to them, using their util. Team Inferno, man, don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them here. They're playing very bottom side. They can utilize their utility here. They still almost got crypto ult again, courtesy of those P20s.
And I mean, Kurev, while he's doing wonderful damage there for Liquid Alienware up on that high ground, is running out of energy ammo rather quickly with about 2-3 magazines left here. Going to be running out of that Nemesis, which is proving to do a lot of this entry damage with almost 2k damage so far. The final ring has begun to close as Liquid Alienware, Corinthians, and Team Inferno get ready to battle this one out for the top 3. Team Inferno is starting to move up. They are starting to take a little bit of a high ground. Going to put down that portal, give themselves an out if needed. Beautiful 30-30 shots from
Really
Vosky.
good spot here. Really good spot here for T-Law. They are absolutely peppering SCCP over there in that building. They're doing all they can to stay up. Kings keeps popping bats, wands, bin. They're staying healthy. They have utility. They got their wall down, but Team Inferno waiting patiently to pounce on T-Law here on the top left side.
Huge nade from Team Inferno there onto Liquid Alienware as we see Karev taking some heals, Jaguarez taking heals. Karev also going to go airborne with the ultimate here. That Ring of Fire going to come down and put Inferno into a sticky situation on this low ground.
Beautiful job there by Inferno. Shoot out that crypto ult. Now here comes VGux. VGux, one of the best cryptos in the scene, is going to drop the ult. Gets it off, but Germs goes down. Vosky goes down. The swing coming in from T-Law. T-Law takes down Inferno, but here comes SCCP taking game number 1. Man, all you can hear are P20s.
Yeah, you know, that's why we're doing the best non-P2020 clip exactly right there. But Corinthians comes out on top of game number 1. A huge congratulations to Wands, Kings, and Bin. Bear with us a few minutes here as we set up for game number 2. I'm going to take a look at these observer controls, and we'll be back with you momentarily.
Drifting through my fingers every time I think I'm getting close, and I go, you know it all. How you wrapped around in my mind, and you let me fall. You let me fall. You let me fall. You let me fall.
I got you and your vibes in my mind, I can't get them out, no matter how hard I try. I need you and your heart next to mine, yeah, I'm all about keeping it you and I. When you're here, you spark chemical reactions, your aura strikes like lightning. Got no words, I'm just drowning in attraction, only one way to describe it. It's electric, can you feel it? You got the only touch that takes me high. It's electric,
I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went into the way. I ain't f***ing okay. I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk. I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways. I've been stuck in for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah, rolling another. I'm stuck in my seat for the whole control of my.
All right, chat. We figured it out, and you guys are gonna really love this. I don't know how, but my keyboard is not working. Any of my keyboards is not working. Let me be very, very clear. I cannot type. I cannot observe as well as I would like to. So this is going to be quite interesting to rotate through. But you know, my man Rhino has hooked me up and told me to use my controller. So that's what we're going to do here for game number 2 and
It works.
moving forward.
It works. I don't know what your binds will be on roller, but if you find your map button, I don't even use anything else besides my map button on my controller. I just use my mouse for everything else to click around.
Okay, we've got, let's see here. No cats. Beautiful. We love that. We love nobody picking Catalyst. That makes me exceptionally happy. Yeah, and I don't...
People are starting to get used to it, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree, which is very nice. All right, so my ring button does work, but nothing else on my keyboards works. So that's where we're at. We'll keep an eye on things as they progress, and, you know, hopefully we can just rotate through some teams here pretty quick. Oop, there we go. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Now we're moving. We're cruising.
Yeah.
We're cruising.
The controller is really, it's pretty solid. I don't know. Personally, that's all I've been using since I've started spectating games and stuff.
I feel more like I'm playing now. I won't lie. Like I feel...
Well, I mean, I'll take a picture of my hands right now. I got one hand on my roller, one hand on my mouse. I got like this, you know how like back in the day in Overwatch 1, people would use both inputs? It's kind of like what I'm doing right now.
Okay, love that. I'll do a little combination. I'll definitely do a little combination. While we are waiting for game number 2, again, apologies for the game counter on the side. It is game number 2. I can't type, so I can't update the game number, but it is game number 2. And a reminder that this event would not be possible without our friends at Coliseum. It is made by sports bettors for sports bettors, and winners are welcomed, never limited. If you do choose to gamble, please do so responsibly, but head on over to Coliseum and check out all they have to offer. And I mean, of course, thank you so much, Coliseum, for supporting the Apex Legends space. You know, there's always a need for third-party tournaments here, and your support is always appreciated. All right, Rhino, what team you want to keep an eye on here in game number 2? We've obviously got some winners now from game number 1, and I think with where did they drop in?
I got my eyes on,
SCP. There
if it's not going to be my Team Empire, I'm going to keep my eyes on NAVI here. NAVI, a little bit of a slow start, but I think they pick it up here in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, right now, NAVI down in, I mean, they're in a pretty good tie for 9th place with 4 points, but, I mean, you and I were both there that night when they did win. They kind of played it very strategically through the middle and then got super aggressive, when it was necessary. So I know we spoke before the event and you were saying NAVI in 5. I was kind of around the 7-ish mark. But with Liquid Alienware on a 25-point game number 1, that's going to be a pretty aggressive number to live up to. I mean, they didn't even win, and they are in first place by 5 points. So, Liquid
Alienware.
Alienware.
Off of 4 resets. 4 resets for Alienware that game.
Yes, it is.
But we do have a fight happening right now with Solis. Solis getting after it with Team SZA, the tongue twister. As they're going to be pushing up here on the top side over at Boardwalk. Shots coming in from Kree. Gonna get pushed here by Zach W. Kizo. Goes down. Seisu gets a knock on Dog as well. Solis not looking good here. SZA doing a great job in this 3v3. Riley gets a knock on Toon. Playing the knock shield's not going to be enough there as SZA takes down Solis once again.
Yeah, an unfortunate fall there for Solis. I think caught off guard a little bit more early in the game than they would have liked, but SCA or CISA, who I've just kind of been pronouncing it like that.
I was gonna call him SZA, but I didn't know. I don't want to get any copyright strikes.
Yeah, I don't want to be in any sort of trouble there. So, but they're gonna come out on top of that first fight. You also see Nano taking some shots at Karev, which is not what you'd expect to see out of Flat. I guess it is what you'd expect to see out of Flat, not what you'd expect to see out of Liquid Alienware.
Here we are again, Liquid Alienware down to a 2-0. I mean, they played their best game last game as a duo and just resetting the whole time. Courtesy of that crypto. I don't think it's going to be as easy this time around as they were pretty separated, but, T-Law, very seasoned team here. A lot of seasoned players. So, we'll see what happens.
Does look like we've got, looks like U.S. Army Esports and Forbidden Gaming. I can't click over there, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way.
Forbidden Gaming takes down 2 of, it's going to be SES, not the Army team. So Spectre Esports are going to go down there. Buxt and Goizy are going to go out. Chickles is going to be the last one up, trying to get away. Forbidden Gaming doing a good job, taking down 2.
Does look like we do have U.S. Army down to a duo as they've rotated away. They're moving into this southern part of the zone. You can see this next zone going to pull very aggressively up towards that northwest, the City Hall POI. We've got Reply Totem up there. We've got SZA. We've got Beanbags as well as Flat. For those unfamiliar, Flat in the NA Pro League currently. Nano leading that team. I almost clicked on No, which would have been the incorrect player. Just looking for Flat. There they are, way over there.
Kaiser with an absolute beam there, and they're going to push in with the Ash ult. Rezis is going off up top. Newcastle wall coming down. Got to be careful for that rampart. Wolves gets the knock there on the attempt to be aggressive by Kaiser. Flat down to a duo now. You aim doing a great job there. Staying up. Johnny. Love the way they spell it. Rocking the rampart. Seen a few ramparts now. The Catalyst is banned. Seeing a lot of rampart in Pro League. I've been absolutely loving it.
Have you hit 10K yet on rampart?
Bro, I've been playing Ash. I mean, it's just I'm not good at the game anymore, man. So I can't school on people like I used to at Rampart. It's tougher.
That's okay.
So everybody's using Alter and Ash, and it's just I'm just
P2020s. Oh my goodness, yeah. I know. A reminder that we do have a $50 bounty up for grabs tonight. Best clip of the tournament that is not a P2020 kill. We've seen enough of them. We don't need to see any more. They're all over my timeline as it is. Let's make the flatline great again, shall we? I mean, it deserves more love. On board with NAVI here. They're on the southern side of this circle. They do have Rampart utility directly in front of them as Hyarka is up in that drone. Gonna watch these players run up through this tunnel here. Gonna be able to hit all 3 of them with the drone before they lose it. Ooh. And now this could be a NAVI push here as Uchako gonna throw out that Wraith.
Chaco's cooking. Unbelievable job here by Uchako, getting aggressive off that crypto wall, getting 2 knocked. There it is. Army Esports are going to go down inside the wind tunnel.
If you're going to go out, yeah, I mean, why not go out to the current ALGS champions? That's kind of my thought. Gent and Duplex are over there taking a fight right now. Let's see what they're up to. Team HUSS, that's going to be Inferno they're up against right now.
No, it's Infinite. That's going to be tough.
Infinite,
yeah, they both have INF.
That's going to not happen ever again, I'm sure, so we'll be fine. We'll be all right with that.
Yeah, Inferno was eliminated actually first early on. They got eliminated just before Solis went out. But Infinite going to get the reset here on No. Team of HUSS, another team, kind of a slow game 1. Definitely capable of a lot more. Starting to get aggressive here, take the high ground on top of the squad inside his zone. Try to take some of their loot. Infinite is going to use their Ash portal to get away from the situation.
I do like the rotation. Yeah, I like that rotation away. Just give themselves a little bit of breathing room. Utilizing the ever so crucial utility inside of Ash is No going to dump a couple of those knuckle clusters down range. Do see Kings picking up a kill on Liquid up there. We'll head on over there shortly as we watch No dump this ring of fire right down the other side of the bridge.
HUSS using that altar portal to get in front of them on the bridge. Massive brain play there coming in from Dupe, Gent, and Skittle. Is they're going to cut them off on that rotate you were just talking about, getting in front of them here. Going to have to try to use an evac tower. This is very, very well placed evac tower. Going to collect a lot of damage with that pole in the way. And they should be able to fly right over this and get in front now of Team HUSS.
And I know this has been a crucial talking point, but my keyboard is working again, chat. We're fine. We're fine. We can look at the map now. We can share conversations and memories like never before. What a great time on board with Infinite.
It's become a drama. It's become a drama show with the keyboard. Maz and his keyboard.
You know,
crucial part of their relationship.
We try and keep things exciting. That's just, I feel like we've always done that. You know, there's always been some sort of little, I don't want to say bit because this is by no way, shape, or form funny, but you know, there's always something with a broadcast that we've done.
Always something.
Empire Gaming with a beautiful position right now on the southern side of this circle. They do have high ground. They will have to move into this next zone up more towards that City Hall Resort POI. But for the time being, Empire are able to have this high ground. You see Navi. Looks like Uchako's going to do some damage onto Vushi. And they're, I believe everybody's still. A lot of teams. Yeah, everybody's just kind of fighting and looking for this next area.
Infinite goes down to Navi. Navi cooking right now in game 2. Behind them is going to be the likes of Los Licks. In front of them is going to be the likes of HUSS and Empire. So Navi's going to have to try to find a little spot here to play and stabilize and zone. Potentially rotate a different direction as Los Licks rotates to the left side of them as the ult comes down here. The crypto ult comes in, gets all 3 of Navi. Going to hold off that attempt of a push. Uchako is solo here, alone. In trouble, uses that that Wraith Q. So many portal mommies now in the game. I get confused.
Rightfully so.
Nice
Rightfully
knock.
so.
Kamore goes down to Haraka. And now they're getting pushed by Empire. Los Licks goes down with the help of HUSS. And Navi somehow staying alive and healthy in this situation. There are 4 teams around them shooting at each other, shooting at them. It just shows the game IQ that Navi possesses in their hands. What turned into 4 teams is now just 2. One of them being Team HUSS, holding it down in the building, moving up a little bit here on their left side, taking that space that Los Licks left. You know, Empire holding the building on their right. So Navi's still in a situation. They still have to figure out what they're going to do here. Maybe a Wraith Portal.
I say the Wraith Portal could be definitely helpful, but Dupe was actually the one player closest there to Navi who I was kind of worried about on Team HUSS. But it looks like they're going to just take that portal back, and they're not going to worry about it right now. Altier on the way back in. Skittle, Gent, and Dupe.
Oh, no.
Going to move in.
Oh, no. And Navi was trying to take an evac, and they couldn't fly over where they wanted to, and they slapped into the OB. And now they are going to be playing against zone on this rotate as they tried to get in front of Team HUSS. T-Law on their right side now. So crazy rotates coming in here from these Pro League squads. Take a look at that zone, though, Maz. Look at where it pulls.
Yeah, I just saw that, and I was going to comment on it. I mean, that is one hell of a zone as it pulls down towards that southern edge. I don't think a lot of teams were expecting that. Clearly, you see SJP2, you see CISA, SZA, whatever we're going to be calling them. They're way up on that resort POI, looking for a little bit of hope there. Reply Totem does read this next zone correctly. And Empire are going to go up against the likes of Liquid Alienware. Going to be putting themselves in zone, utilizing some of the Newcastle utility to get up on the other side of that wall. It does look like Carter going to be falling here to zone, and they will. Empire Gaming down and out. Liquid Alienware also going to be falling down and out. FBG going to be able to pick up a couple KP there as those teams were trying to rotate into zone, unable to do so. But, I mean, once again, the Navi squad, they are still
Look at the spot.
in.
Look at the spot they get. Look at this rotate from Navi, man. It's just super impressive. Not trying to glaze or anything, but it's just to see where they were and to where they are now is just unbelievable, bro. They have zone. They have I don't think they know where the next zone is yet. I don't think they will know. I don't think there's any recon there. Though there is one in zone, but I think they probably know where the zone pulls. I mean, just the IQ is just through the roof. So they know that they have the edge. They know that they have a great spot. So just a phenomenal job there by Navi.
Yeah, they'll be able to carve out a portion of this next zone. As you can see, it pulls even more towards the western side of the current existing circle. Going to really tighten things up a little bit. Not a lot of building coverage. I fully expect us to go from 9 squads down to probably about 4 or 5 as this next zone does close. I mean, right now, the only team poised to really take things is going to be NAVI. We do see HUSS
Duke's
on...
got a Craver.
Oh, God.
He went down, though.
Gent, the only... Gent trying to stay alive here for HUSS. Might be able to get away.
It's a 1v1.
Very briefly. 7 here for SJP2. Going to be holding it down, trying to keep the team's hope alive. SJP2, where were they after game number 1? They are down in 12th place, 3 points to their name. Looking to just better that here in game number 2. Gent and Skittle back up and healing.
Yep, and they were looking to trade. Rez is there, but it seemed SJP2 took their time to reset, utilizing that caustic. You know, playing behind the knock there to get healthy first, and 7's going to swing out. They're absolutely fried by that R99. With the helps of Toon there and the kill feed, gets the knock there on 7. Going to put Denze in a tough spot as the knuckle clusters and the grenades are going to come flying in here on Denze. Denze's got to utilize the Ash port. Oh no, it's one of them. And he lands right on top of HUSS with the Kraber, misses the tap. Is 1 HP, gets taken down there by Totem. So HUSS back up to a full 3. They get Dupe back. They get Dupe back, and they're in zone here. And here comes the Crypto ult. Just because it hits like 7 people. HUSS doing a good job here, stabilizing and staying alive as a duo. And now back to a full 3 as Dupe. Gent, Skittle Cakes play the low ground.
Doing a wonderful job doing it as well. I mean, they could move down into zone, you know, give themselves a little bit of real estate, but they're going to opt to take a couple more fights. We've got Flat in the area. Reply Totem also taking high ground inside of this building, just north of this next zone. Going to dip right out through the wall using that Altair. Being ever so helpful. My goodness, that Havoc. Just going to be able to hang out right now with Catch, the final player for Reply Totem.
Wow, beautiful altar portal there to get on the other side of that, get the knocks and kills that they were looking for some points. Gent is going to go down, though. It's going to be Dupe and Skittle, last 2 up. They're in a pretty good spot here to get a reset. Looks like exactly what they're going to do as other teams start moving in and trying to take some shots. As Dupe gets re-knocked there by the likes of NAVI. NAVI playing the bridge, playing by themselves right now, not really in anybody's eyesight. Absolutely unbelievable job by them. On the outside, you got Forbidden Gaming looking over at SCCP, and they're going to get into a fight. The shots coming in. Benny Kings take down 2. Wands goes down. Forbidden Gaming goes out. Shots coming in, though. Down to our last 4 here, Maz. We got a solo, we got a duo, and we got NAVI. And NAVI is going to look to collect some kills. They're looking to beat that 25-point game that T-Law just had. And there's one, Kiner. Gets the knock on Ben.
Ooh.
He's gonna go down, though.
Does fall to that zone. That's an unfortunate fall there for NAVI. They had a great high ground positioning. And while they were able to pick up that KP, Corinthians is eliminated down inside of the top 3. NAVI, the team of 2. Looks like Totem also a team of 2.
That's tough, man. You had this great spot. Kiner kind of throwing the opportunity here for him, but as a duo, they still have a phenomenal opportunity to win this game. As you see the Wraith portal coming in from Yuzako, gets the bottom side here, trying to get some shots with the P20, trying to get some damage, gonna take the Wraith portal back to the top side. Harak on the opposite side gets the knock there on Big Louie, and NAVI wins as a duo. Unbelievable job. What a game by NAVI.
God. That's the NAVI you expect to see. Congratulations to them. They come out on top of game number 2. Reminder, we are moving to Storm Point now. We're going to go play a couple games on Storm Point. We'll update you with the legend bands as well as the scores over the break. We'll be back in just a few.
Things aren't as they were before. You best start bracing. Did you think you could keep us out? Shut the gates, forget us now. The tides are changing. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you hear the sound? Ground beneath your feet, with a whisper in the trees. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on Can you hear the sound? We're the revolution. We're the revolution. We're the revolution. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Gone somewhere and dyed my hair now. Wanna be alone. It's much too bare and you don't care and I won't play alone. I got
Keep this pinned.
I keep all the way
81 viewers, brother.
Woo! All right, let's do this. Rhino's ready for game 3.
Very much so. Very much so. What a game from Navi.
What a game
Holy
indeed.
cow.
What a game indeed. We're back. I think my keyboard's working. I think we're doing really good here. Okay. I think,
Yes.
given the issues at hand that started, huge shout out to my wife, by the way, who ran around the house like an absolute crazy person to make sure I had extra keyboards and, controllers and all sorts of things. So we're going to keep the production moving. All right. Everybody obeyed the bans. We're feeling good. We're feeling good.
Oh, the donut button's not working in chat. It's all right.
Say, yeah, since you said that, Command Dono in chat, DONO. Go ahead and check out Operation Shelter. That is who we are doing things for today. A lot of families were affected by Hurricane Helene down in the Carolinas. A lot of families still, unfortunately, without the resources to have a shelter over their head. That is what Operation Shelter is all about. They've already raised over $450,000 for families in the community, just like you and me. So please, if you can, just give even $5. It will go to a family in need. And a huge shout out to Operation Shelter. What they're doing, just absolutely unprecedented in the community. So big shout out to them. If you can donate, please do. That's the reason that we're here today.
We're going to have a Western zone here. Potentially a Ceto Station area zone. It's going to benefit Infinite. I mean, they can't stay here, obviously. I'm going to have to move around a bit, but still in their general vicinity. Storm Point, my favorite map to watch comp on, for sure. The best comp map we have. I absolutely love it.
I have to agree. I do really enjoy watching Stormpoint. Don't get me wrong. I've loved World's Edge over the years. But, you know, we found something a little bit new, a little bit refreshing here inside of Stormpoint. And as we do say that, Forbidden Gaming going to be getting exceptionally close to Pathogen. They're just outside of the mill right now. And Forbidden Gaming, I would believe they have their coordinates here as Aku takes high ground, G7 in hand. It's only a one-time swipe, but that's all you're going to need. Able to hit for 36 a couple times.
Beautiful shots here by Aku. Choosing to run the Watson here with the Newcastle and Ash. Shout out Legend Bands for keeping things fresh. One of the best additions Apex has given to us here. I mean, I've tried to run Legend Bands in tournaments in the past, and people don't follow rules, but it seems as though people are starting to understand it, and they're getting it now. So maybe I could bring those back.
I mean, we've definitely had a couple people over the years just kind of disregard, you know, if this was an Octane event, you know, just using banned legends. So, you know, it's unfortunate to see, but as of right now, everybody's seemingly following these rules. As we do have Navi over at Launchpad, they will be losing Hayarka here early on. Los Licks, I mean, we've seen what Kamor can do here at Launchpad aboard Kieto. So I'm super excited to see them take on the likes of Navi already here in game number 3.
Yeah, they're already opening it up. Sa gets the knock. Full kill coming in as well. Charge Sentinel in the hands of Gato. Kamori pretty up, and she knows this POI. She knows how to play out of this POI. So Navi is going to have to back up. They're going to be able to get a reset. It's going to be tough, but they should be able to get this off. They use that ballistic ult to get away, scramble away. And Navi is going to get a reset, but they do not expect Los Licks to hold off for long, as you do see them pushing through the cave side. And they're going to have to hold off, though, as the angles from the backside, they're getting pushed in the back. This is what I was worried about here. Kamori going to have to use the Ash Portal to get through the open as Gato goes down there. That's going to be in Team Inferno coming on the backside. Bosky getting the kill with them P20s. Kamori about 20 HP. So Los Licks goes from taking down Navi's player to now down a player and on the run for their lives, heading out of Launchpad.
A little bit of an eye for an eye scenario there, as Navi able to get both players back in just to their north. SJP2, led here by Denze, an EU Pro League team we've seen for years competing in a lot of these third-party tournaments and getting ready to put on a performance here. SJP2, they are currently down in 11th place with 9 points, so a little bit of work to do, but certainly a hill that anybody, if led by Denze, can climb.
Denze is going to opt to back up and avoid that situation with Navi and Team Inferno. Team Inferno going to hold down Launchpad now. Los Licks trying to look for a banner spawn.
They do have one down
at getting absolutely fried.
Devastated Coast, it looks like, but I think Sa might be falling here. Inferno just flying in on that portal.
Yeah, and Germs is going to fall on him with the P20s. Good Newcastle out there to potentially get away, but Germs is not going to let that happen. The wall bouncing going crazy for the Newcastle, but Germs finds the angle through the windows, gets the full knock here on Sa. Sa goes down. Great job here by Inferno to collect this kill. They had an early exit game 2, starting off hot here in game 3. Exactly what you want to do, collect kills when you can, and this is a good opportunity for him. Take a look at the map. There's no one in the area, so this is a good, clean, aggressive push here on the team that's on their heels right now. As you see Kamori trying to dipset and try to get away here with the boom cannon. You know, what is the proper term for that? They call it a launch pad? Is that the proper term?
I think we've called it so many things.
I've always called it the boom cannon because it goes boom in my ear every time, and I love it.
I've always called it the man cannon, but I mean, I don't know. We can call it boom cannon. I'm cool with that.
Boom cannon just sounds fun.
Yeah, it does. I'm a little salty about the word boom specifically, but you know, boom cannon as a whole does sound pretty fun. Boom cannon. I mean, it does go. It does go boom. Like you can't argue that. You just can't. So.
We're not, no drama here. I'm just kidding. Here comes Empire. Empire pushing up on Cat. Big fight here on the outside, on top of the hill. Cat gonna try to back up. Empire being aggressive.
Empire really aggressive. Oof.
Getting fried though. Uh-oh. Good shots from Cat in return. Fighting in the open field, dude. Like it's never mind.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy to me. I'm trying to, use a little bit of cover here, and Los Licks able to move into the southern part of this zone, still down to a duo, Gato and Kamore, but they do have a little bit of a replicator right there in front of them, and it looks like Cat not even going to worry about this. They're just going to go for the rotation down here to the southern edge, rotate down between these rocks. Cat just going to disappear. Empire backs up a little bit towards Pylon, and for the time being, that southern edge open for grabs. Spectre Esports in the barometer area. They're going to be able to rotate into this next circle, no problem. And
first and second place teams going after right now, Navi and SCCP. SCCP gets the edge on the fight, pushes Navi back into command center, and denies their rotate out of zone. They got to go the opposite direction here. Curious to see if SCCP tries to meet them on the opposite side or continue into zones. Rotate this far. Gonna have to go through some teams there. And Navi is going to opt to craft inside command center and just slow down their rotate. But SCCP does look like they are going to meet them on the other side here, Mez.
Yeah, I think this was a good call out here by Corinthians, just trying to take this long rotation, knowing exactly where Navi was going to rotate away from. And as you can see, I mean, Hyarka's already got the drone out. Going to potentially be looking for this wrap here from Corinthians, and that's exactly what's happening. Going to do a little some Ash Portal. And just like that, Corinthians takes high ground over Navi, and I mean, we'll have to see what Navi does here to counter this, as Hyarka does throw out that drone EMP, hits all 3 players. Beautiful nade there out of Hyarka, going to block off that door. Navi sitting inside of this building, Corinthians with high ground. And now it becomes a waiting game, as both these teams do have a hell of a rotation with 30 seconds left.
This is a big fight here for both squads. The fight they both have to take, though. Good therms coming in from Hyarka. Shots to the P20 coming from Kiner. Corinthians back inside. Playing Ring Around the Rosie currently. Kiner trying to play the window, trying to find an angle.
Fight.
Good nades coming in here from Kiner. Not going to connect. This is just a nice fight here. Nice slow P20 battle. But on the backside comes Kings. SCCP loses one. Uchako, last one up here for Navi. It's a 1v1. 1v2 now. Thing gets back up. Now it's a 1v1 again. Good knockdown by Uchako. And he's going to opt to take the evac on top of the height here. This could be a massive play.
This could be a huge play. Should be able to heal up just a little bit. Kings did get picked up. May go down to zone here. Ticking away. That flesh does fall. Bin going to be the final player. I have to feel like we're just going to sit here and battle this one out as that nade comes through for 6, but Uchako does have that Phoenix kit in hand, but has nowhere else to go.
Oh my god, what a grenade coming in there. Takes down Navi. Phenomenal job. Oh my god, SCCP, the fight of the day so far. The Skynet going crazy there for Bin. Holy cow.
All right, taking a look at this next zone. Obviously, Navi not going to be making it into this next circle, but we do have quite a few teams already set and situated for where this next ring is going to pull. We've got a little bit of everything really still left in this next zone, minus Barometer, which you see Spectre rotating out of now. Flat going to be following through on that rotation. Looks like they're going to go hit that Replicator. And looks like Los Licks versus Empire here in bottom center of the zone. Empire taking some damage here to start, able to take down 2. Kamor currently down.
Oh, nice play. Nice play with the knock there from Gato. Gato gets the squad wipe out of Empire. Wins the 1v1, but here comes a third party from Spectre. They clean up Los Licks, but a great job there by Gato to win that fight for Licks. Coming off of like 2 or 3 resets there. Just trying to live, trying to find places to go. Always running into a team. But lucky day here for Spectres. They're going to be able to loot all of this and get real comfy here on their rotate.
Lucky day for Reply Totem as well. Just so everybody's aware, they just hit the Mythic bin in Cedo Station, and Ketch just picked himself up a pair of gold P2020 Akimbos. So, I'm sure we'll see those make their way all the way into the final circle just for funsies. over on
Like
the...
Maz has a vendetta against these 20s, man.
I do. You know, that's why we put out a $50 bounty for the best clip. That without P2020s. I don't think we're going to see many clips without P2020s, but, you know, it is what it is. Liquid Alienware, they are down to a team of 2. Nezul is going to go high with this Ash Portal. Gonna dump a nade, unfortunately hit that knockdown shield. It's not gonna do too much. Nezul gonna have to rotate through zone here. For Team Liquid Alienware, sitting in 3rd place. Not the rotation, not the fight that they wanted, but your current lobby leaders with 35 Corinthians fly on into Team Inferno and start to clean this one up, as a Liquid Alienware also going to fall suspect here. Liquid Alienware.
Nezul's still alive.
Yeah, he
still alive.
Somehow still alive with a dream. Looking to add a couple more points.
Power sword.
Yeah, something like that.
Reminder:
Reminder,
handle.
teams do need 50 points to get themselves onto match point this evening. We've got a couple teams in very close proximity already, Corinthians being one of those teams. They are in 1st place after 2 games with 35, only 15 points to go. Once a team does hit match point at 50, all they have to do next is win a game. It can be with 1 damage, it can be with 2 damage. I mean, it can be with 1 kill, it can be with 2. As long as they win, they'll be our match point champions.
Kings is cooking.
Yeah, per usual. Beautiful. Alt here, out of bin. Gonna be able to do a little bit of damage. You see SZA, they will be eliminated up in the top right of your screen, 13th place. They will still pick up a placement point, but it's not gonna be too much. King's able to take down 2 with that charge rifle. Corinthians trying to move into this next zone aggressively, and so far doing a wonderful job, as they do lose Kings, they do lose Bin, and you know, I said they do a wonderful job and they're eliminated, so that's just where we're at today.
Sheila just absolutely cooked. Just cooked there. SCCP tried to get aggressive, tried to get the kills, or feeling cocky, and then someone pulled out the Sheila and said, no. That's gone up.
That's what we're going to call Sheila from now on, the no. That was no bueno. That's what that was. That was painful. As we see this next zone go up towards this northeastern corner, a little bit of Cedo Station in there. Got SJP2 and Reply Totem already in the zone. Got Beanbags, who is currently acting as U-Aim.
US Army Esports, they have a good spot here.
Ooh.
And they're not in zone, but they have some good angles on these teams that are trying to hold them out. The knock already came in here from Aqua with that 30-30, using these rampart walls pretty effectively. But U-Aim is going to be a problem for them. But they're all going to have to rotate, so this is going to be interesting here. They're going to fight out in the open, in the water. None of them are going to live. Meanwhile, you got SJP2 on the high ground, what some would consider the spot to be. But they are going to lose 2, as Denze does get the crack. And the player on the inside, I'm potentially going to go for a reset here, but this is not going to be easy. This is not going to be an easy reset. As someone is on that crafter that he was trying to use.
Yeah, that's...
sliding down this hill.
That is brutal.
Dangerous times.
That's going to be US Army Esports just on the other side of this hill. They have eyes on that crafter. And I believe directly below them, Denze is going to be going for this revive anyway. Standing there in the wide open as the circle closes. Going to be respawning in 7, SJP2 up to a team of 2. We've also got the likes of HUSS still with us here. Gent, Skittle, and Dupe, they're over on the western side of this circle. They do have to move into the other side of this God Rock, which is exactly where US Army Esports has already taken up residence. We'll see here if Skittle's going to throw up that drone and maybe give a little bit of a perspective to Team HUSS as they do rotate into zone, put themselves on this low portion of waterfall, and you are not going to be able to hide under there. As Duplex able to almost take that player down single-handedly with a G7. But HUSS, for the time being, inside of this next zone. 5 squads left here in round number 4 as we get ready to head into this round closure and kick off round 5.
A good job rotating by US Army Esports. They're going to find a nice little spot here in the crevice of this mountain. HUSS, pretty close by to them, but it should be good. Longbow going crazy for Bailey. U-Aim going down. 2 down here. Johnny last one up. Totem holding down inside the building, but they're going to have to rotate in first. And it's going to be tough for them as everybody's going to be looking at them coming up this hill. It's not going to be an easy rotate. Don't be surprised if we see a nice little ash port as Catch currently has his eyes on HUSS. As HUSS tries to move up that mountain first, they do. UAIM goes down. Totem going to move up on the left side. U.S. Army Esports down to a duo here as Barely is the last gets taken down. They're probably going to get eliminated here as Dupe is going crazy with the G7. Quick res coming in from Rusty, trying to get up the rampart, Pure Aqua, but the nades are flying in. And down they go. Rusty, the last one up, he gets eliminated. U.S. Army Esports go down. So we got Reply Totem and HUSS, opposite sides of the mountain. A very familiar sight we see here almost every time we play this zone. These are always the two spots these two teams end up in here in this fight. And Skittlecakes opens it up with a knock here on Catch and slides down. Skittlecakes gets 2. Takes down Nissa with the range of the P20's G7. Gets the crack. Dupe ports on top. Dupe looking for the final kill. Shield swap's going crazy for the Valk, but it's not going to be enough. HUSS coming alive here in game 3.
That's the HUSS we were hoping to see here as things start to heat up. We just finished out game number 3. We're going to take a little break before we head into game number 4, but we're heading back to Storm Point. A huge congratulations to Team HUSS. Skittle, Dupe, and Gent come out on top. We'll be back with you in just a few for game number 4. All right, we're back here for game number 4. We got these players all locked, loaded, and ready to go. We are going to be banning the, let's see here. We've got Cat, Altair, and Ash all banned from
Bunch
play.
of people picked Ash.
And you know what? That's what we love.
3 people.
No Ash means pick Ash. Absolutely. We're going to throw it back to leaderboards chat. We'll be back in 1 second here with game 4.
Ay, ay, ay. It was bound to happen. Surprised Apex hasn't hooked up people with the build for the
Like the auto ban. Chat, we should be good to go here. We had to explain to a few players what it means to not pick the banned legend. So reminder, currently banned, we've got Catalyst, Altair, and Ashe. Picked too many times already. You know, that's the unfortunate thing, and it's actually pretty healthy, like you had said. You know, it's really healthy for the game to be able to see some of these new legends shine in a comp setting. And right now, I mean, 3 of probably the most picked, well, I mean, definitely the most picked legends not going to be eligible for play here in game number 4 as we get ready to kick things off. Got players set up and dropping in here on to Stormpoint. Rhino, any teams you want to call out, any teams you want to keep an eye on here as we kick off game 4?
You know, HUSS looked good last game, man. They're playing well on Stormpoint. It's a tough team to beat. Depends on where the zone pulls, but NAVI went out early last game. So the last time they went out early, they ended up getting a 26-point game. So let's see if that happens here again.
All right, as we got a couple teams here getting close already up at wall. Looks like Liquid Alienware and a little SCCP getting a little close for comfort already here to kick things off. Reminder, though, this prize pool tonight, all $1,000 of it comes from our friends over at Coliseum. They are the premier player-focused sportsbook. Make sure to check them out for the upcoming NBA playoffs and esports betting coming soon. Please, if you do choose to gamble, do so responsibly. Don't take your mother's credit card. Don't take my credit card, for that matter. Please do so responsibly.
Go Celtics.
We're New England sports fans in these parts, so if if you're not a New England sports fan and you're hanging out here, you're probably in for a bad time. You're probably in for a bad time.
I wore my Celtics jersey on the land stage over in California, so I'm a diehard.
All right, checking out this next zone. Look at this poll here for NAVI. NAVI currently sitting in second place. They do have 32 overall points. No points added there for game number 3, NAVI, unfortunately. They were kind of that team on the cusp with Corinthians, SCCP. Excuse me, they were, I believe, 3 points behind. Now, however, Corinthians has moved themselves up into a pretty substantial lead, 11 points. They are 43 right now. So they are the team to watch, the team that could get on to match point literally as early as this game.
I called NAVI in 5, so...
You did. And
we'll see. We'll see. Another 26-point game puts them at match point, I believe, so... It's still an opportunity that could happen.
It is. And they could be
T-Law getting aggressive here with Solis, though. Kree is broken. Riley broken as well. T-Law being very aggressive. They pop the ballistic all here. Rampage going crazy for Karev when it comes to that time. Revved up, ready to rock. Shoots the whistler to the top floor. Solis trying to take height on the mid side. Avoiding that building at all costs as Kree gets sniped by a sentinel. Gets cracked again, has to pop some cells. Low utility here for Solis. They did not have that much time to loot this POI, so they do not have a lot of, you know, cells, bats, med kits. So the more damage that T-Law does, the longer that Solis sits here, it's going to become very hard for Solis to stabilize in this high ground.
Yeah, it's definitely not the location in this POI that, you know, I would find most comfortable. But Solis, I mean, for the time being, holding this high ground as best as they can. And like you said, with minimal loot to their name.
Ooh, Cree! Sorry, Vaz, but Cree just popped on Nazul.
You're allowed to scream. You're allowed to scream for anything Cree does. I mean, we mentioned it coming in. They are one of these sleeper threats. We've watched Cree and Riley perform so well over the past couple of years, and now dropping them up against the likes of Liquid Alienware. Karev will be able to take down Riley. Cree does still have this 3 times amped Sentinel in hand. Gonna go for the revive. Does look like Liquid Alienware, for the time, they're not pushing up on this too aggressively. Karev keeping eyes on this high ground. Wanting to make sure we don't get too aggressive. Jaguarez going for the, it looks like the respawn. Grab that banner from Nazul. And right now, we do see Solis get ready to take up on the attack. Cree just missing that Sentinel shot ever so slightly. They're still on the aggression, Rhino. Solis pushing on this quick.
Yeah, that was beautiful shots coming in there by Juarez, though. And down goes Kurev, though. Down to just a solo, but here comes Nazul. Nazul's back. We saw T-Law do this over and over again a couple rounds ago, but down goes Nazul. Juarez, last one up on the crypto. 2 squads in the area now. Is going to drop the crypto all, hold them off a little bit, potentially try to get away from this and get a reset play in zone, and hope that the third party is able to help them out here. It's going to be Forbidden Gaming, but they have their eyes on T-Law.
Slab doing a wonderful job of moving up, able to take down at least one there that knocked Nazul. They do see the scan come through. They know there's a team in the area, and Solis definitely aware that they're being hunted. You also see Team Inferno in the kill feed. Ace going to be taking down one of SJP2. SJP is right up here. Kearney going to be able to get that revive. Denze down low, though. Kearney going to be getting knocked down yet again. Inferno on the aggression here. Only need one more to make it a party. Wow. SJP2 falls. Team Inferno comes out on top. And Grems, excuse me, becomes your new kill leader with 3. Looks like U.S. Army Esports is in the area as well.
If you got going to drop the crypto alt there. Team HUSS is here. Team HUSS looking to get aggressive with Team Inferno. They're feeling hot right now after a game 3 win. Good shots coming in from Dupe, gets the crack on the fuse. Top side's going to be skill cakes. Gent gets aggressive and goes down. They trade knocks, so Germs goes down. Dupe gets a knock on Bosky. Dupe has an angle, goes down to VGUK. VGUK in a 1v1 now against Skittle. Looking for an angle. VGUK doing a great job staying up, getting healthy, falls onto the bottom side. It's going to give HUSS the opportunity to get a reset here on the top, as VGUK is going to leave his teammates behind and look to get a reset at a crafter somewhere else on the map. If he can get away from these rampage shots. It looks like he's going to be able to do so. Look at this crypto tech just sliding down the hill while healing, while in drone. This is insane. You got to give it up to VGUK, man. His improvement has been phenomenal. It's been phenomenal over the past year here. Turned into one of the best cryptos in NA. Shout out to VGUK.
I mean, shout out to Team Inferno, period. Doing a wonderful job here tonight.
I used to cast Team Gucky over in the Blaze Cup. Watched VGUK over there. It's just a phenomenal story here for Team Inferno and the squad that they picked up. But anywho,
up on the northwest side, looks like Solis versus Infinite as Kree does fall. Vushi will fall in return, and right now, Solis up 2-1 over this fight. Looks like Nono going to be the final player alive here for Infinite, as Kree does have the purple knockdown shield up. Riley's keeping angles outside. Got a Nemesis. Got that auto loader engaged, and Riley should be going out for this information. I believe that's exactly what she just saw there. Player from Infinite downed her on the other side of the box. But a good fight there from Solis.
Yeah, once again, Solis getting the team down to just a solo. Unfortunately, unable to finish the fight completely, but 2 more KP for Solis. Solis starting to get the ball rolling here in game 4. But no going to look to rotate through zone and potentially do the same as a couple of other teams in the lobby and get a reset at a crafter.
And, you know, I think this spot specifically might just be a little bit of a good luck charm for Solis after we watched what they did in, what was it, 4 games, Rhino, in the Queen's Cup Finals. I mean, Solis knows this area pretty well. They've won many a games here, won a couple tournaments here, and I think Solis starting to, like you said, kind of find their groove. They were down in 17th place with 5 points after 3 games, but this is the sleeper threat team we talked about. This is exactly what they're going to do, is they're just going to find what isn't working, correct it, and as we go into this next rotation of maps and kickoff game number 5, we're going to head back to E-District. They're going to make those minute corrections, and we might see a brand new Solis here start to kick things off and chase down that top 10.
As you were speaking highly of Solis, we did see T-Law get a full reset. They're back up to a full 3, one of the teams that Solis got to fight with early on. You also saw Navi getting a full reset in zone as well. So we got 2 squads back up to a full 3 as they're rotating in through zone. Gonna take their time here. But it does look like it's getting a little busy for Team Cat. They're gonna be heading up against a fight here with Flat and Cat. It's like Dr. Seuss over here. Things be rhyming. Things be rhyming.
Oh, that was a good one. Dr. Seuss. I tell Chad, it's a new thing with Rhino. Every day he says something funnier than the last, I tell you. Flat right now in this pinch. The Flat Earthers, one of the America's Pro League teams. Gonna throw this Wraith Portal in quickly. Kaiser takes it. Actually had his opponent take the portal back there, so Kaiser right now just utilizing those P20s to do as much damage as possible. Cat still up as a team of 3.
Oh no. Flat overexposing here. That was a tough push.
I believe Spectre was in that area as well. Where they were. Yes, they were. Spectre was moving up on the southern portion of this pinch and actually opted not to take the fight, which is probably for the best. The Cat Flat fight, you know, was pretty brutal. We've got, oh, look at this, northwest corner, Liquid Alienware versus Solis yet again. Solis came out on top of this fight previously. Going to see here if they can do it again as we get down inside the top 12 teams. Both of these teams going to have to make a rotation. Solis definitely with more of a favorable position.
T-Law is going to have to find a way around this because Solis is not going to let them into this area. This is not going to be a rotate they can hit unless Kurev can connect on a nice sentinel shot here and get a knock. But I don't see that happening, as you do see the rotation start to come in here from Alienware. Turn and burn here from Kurev, misses the sentinel shot, misses again, and they are going to have no option but to go the opposite way.
Yeah, I think this is the play for them here. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to fight through a very, very strong Solis already. And, you know, you've already kind of lost this, so going into it, whether that plays just a little bit into your mental or it doesn't, it is playing into the mental of Solis as they're feeling very strong, very aggressive. Kree already on the advancement here to kind of make sure that's indeed what they're doing, going for this rotation. Forcing Team Liquid Alienware, though, down through this southern choke will be Spectre Esports. They will be coming across this very quickly, and they'll get ready to engage each other here momentarily, as it looks like Spectre's going to go for high ground, pick up a couple of these gold pillboxes, giving themselves more utility as they get ready to throw into this fight. And as they do get ready to throw into this fight, a reminder what we're doing here tonight. We are raising money for Operation Shelter. If you or a loved one or anyone you know was affected by the Hurricane Helene that hit the Carolinas, what feels like almost yesterday. You know, we have so many different things going on in the United States right now. But the hurricane itself left a lot of families without shelter. Operation Shelter giving something back to their community. They've already raised over $450,000. They're helping put families back under cover, you know, helping them get back on their feet. So if you can donate, please do use command DONO in chat for that link. As we do see Spectre jump into this fight. Chicky's going to have to back up here as Jaguarez was getting ready to do some damage with that R99. And right now at a little bit of a standstill as we do have another team moving in, the likes of Navi.
And Navi's gonna be able to hold them both out here and third party this from range. It's a beautiful job here by Navi to get in front of this. A lot of teams on the top side of zone right now getting after it. Saw Team HUSS go down. I mean, this is a big ult coming in here from Hayaka. Gets the cracks. It's gonna influence these two teams to fight. You see Solis kind of creeping up as well here, using the Wraith portal as Kreesh. Got to pick up a kill there on Wogrez. Beautiful job there by Solis, just getting kills where they can. Alienware down to just a solo. Nazul once again, the last one up. Tries to find an angle on top of this crypto. Gets the knockdown Hayaka. Team Navi losing one. The 3-team fight turned into a 4-team fight rather quickly here with the likes of Solis getting on top of both teams, Navi and T-Law. As we're down to our last 10. Nazul trying to finish the kill. Does so. Hayaka goes down. Nazul moving around with the Wraith Q, staying alive, popping bats. Has a gold shield. Very, very beneficial to being a solo here. Able to pop quick heals, double them up. Stay active at the same time. As you see Navi now looking over at this. Nazul just absolutely melts Kiner. Uchako, last one up in a 1v1 here, and Nazul is just absolutely farming as a solo. And there it is again. Navi goes down, Nazul goes down though to Hoodie. Hoodie gets the kill from range with the bow check. Spectre Esports ends up down here at the bottom of the tree. The rotations are going crazy. This is gonna be Pathogen on the top side, looking down over at the Prowler Den. I called it a tree, but it's a Prowler Den. Don't worry. I know what I'm talking about.
It does look like a tree. I fully understand.
Oh, and Hoodie.
What a nade there from Hoodie. And
Hoodie
connects with
collecting.
the bow check right now. This is a nice aggressive Pathogen. Which is not good if you're a scientist. It is great if you are rooting for NV, Clutch, and Hoodie.
Facts. Yeah, pathogens are not generally a good thing.
I actually,
It's not a good thing
lie.
right now for the squad either.
No, I'm not a doctor. I have no idea if pathogens are good or bad. They
I was going
sound
off you
bad.
there.
They
My
sound
fault.
bad.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad thing.
I googled pathogens to give them a team picture, and I mean they all looked really scary little viruses. So that's just where I left it.
So maybe they're like trying to say they're like a virus on these teams here, and just Hoodie is just getting a bunch of no regs with this bow check right now. Oh my goodness, it's like 4 of them.
For Hoodie, as we do see Cat eliminated top right of your screen, we're down inside of the top 6. We've got the Sheila coming through from Clutch. Oh, that is such an ASMR sound. You gotta love when the Sheila starts to ring.
I fall asleep to it every night. Man, this
I
poor
don't
team
know
on the
what to say
bottom
to that.
side here, bro. Spectre Esports is just getting absolutely farmed here by Pathogen. They're doing all they can to stay up. They're using their Rampart walls. They're using the Newcastle wall. Trying to stay alive, trying to stay healthy. Pathogen's just not taking their eyes off them as we're down to our top 5. Spectre Esports is going to opt to just continue to play this boom cannon. Using their Newcastle utilities. You see US Army Esports goes down there to the likes of Kree-Step. Riley. And Envy getting involved there too for Pathogen. So Pathogen collecting a lot of kills just sporadically in the lobby. MJ Clutch has a bow check as well. As SCA moving up on this too. Seisu is the last one up for them. Pathogen just noticed that, but down goes Hoodie. Solis on the high ground. Solis could win this game here, Maz. From 17th place, probably to top 5 if they get a dub here.
Yeah, I mean, Solis right now absolutely farming. They're picking up the damage. They're burning all the resources and heals of their opponents that are sitting up top in Pathogen. I mean, you have to assume this is going to be Solis's game to lose, especially where this next circle going to pull. They will essentially have to force Pathogen to move first.
Pathogen gets the res there on Hoodie. Dog has a good angle here. Gets cracked though. Almost goes down. Has to pop some bats and cells. And syringes and medkits, oh my. Grenades flying in though from MG Clutch. The Sky Nade's going crazy. Does he connect on one? No success there thus far. He's going to use it though. As the way he did. Connects on one. Hits at 91. Has the Sheila out. Just making sure they don't take that off angle. And a great job there by MG Clutch to hold Solis off on the right side. Taking space here in the middle. MG Clutch moving up. Has to be careful. Is exposed right now. Gets absolutely fried by a P20. What else is new? Pops out the Sheila. Goes down to Riley's P20. Hoodie now. P20 is out. Envy. Wow, no P20s for Envy. Respect. as an R9 with a purple mag and a triple take. I love
You know
it.
what? Envy's going for that $50 bounty. Look at that one shot onto Dog and Kree. Hoodie takes 2 shots, and oh my,
Oh!
3 shots takes down
Hoodie.
Solis. What an absolute clip there for Hoodie.
Hoodie, that might be clip of the day thus far. Beautiful shots with the 30-30 repeater. Grabs the high ground now, looking down the legs of the Solo and Spectre Esports. The Solo is playing this very smart here. Seisu really getting good placement here for the squad. SZA nearly invisible to both teams, but pretty soon is going to have to move here. Zone is on the butt cheeks. Definitely getting a little bit warm. Spectre Esports on the right side playing this mountain pretty well here, staying out of sight here from Team Pathogen. Going to use their Wraith Portal to move up. Potentially get a better spot here underneath Pathogen. Chickles on the bottom side, going to launch up some Arc Stars and try to connect on this. They're playing mid-zone now. I hear Sheila roving up on the right side. MG Clutch looking for an angle. Top side is going to be Envy. Sliding down is Envy. Envy with the one clip on Goizy goes down though. Bucks collects the knock. Hoodie gets a knock on Bucks in return. Sheila comes out. Gets the 2 kills. So 2 solos left. The 1v1v2 here for Team Pathogen. Pathogen looking to stay alive. Looking to collect more kills. And there's a solo in the back. Looking to take down MG Clutch. It does. It's a 1v1v1 Maz. Chickles.
Huge 104 here for Hoodie. Gonna have to heal. But wow, what we thought was gonna be a walk-off win for Pathogen. Woo! Changes up quick.
Seisu, beautiful shots there with the 30-30. Here's the res going off. 3 squads left. Gets the full kill. Moves up on the Wraith. Goes down. Hoodie collects the kill. Hoodie gets the quick swap. 1v1 here for game 4.
And Jakey's does have the gold armor. Does have the gold P20s in hand. Spectre Esports was in a blender all game.
Chickles! Spectre Esports. Somehow take that dub. Unbelievable endgame there.
That was a huge game for Spectre as they were tied in 17th place with 5 points. They're going to put some points on the board after that one. What a literal uphill battle there for Spectre Esports. My God.
Yeah, just beautiful job. Beautiful job. It was a great fight with Pathogen. Looked like the day was over, but then the solo of Sesu, I hope I said that name right, collecting that kill there on Pathogen, putting them out as a solo, just it's unbelievable, man. And then that clip from Hoodie, what a way. What a way to end that game.
What a way indeed. All right, chat, we're going to go get set up here for game number 5. Reminder, that was game number 4. We're going back to E-District. So hang out just a few more minutes, and we'll drop in with game number 5 in just a few. All right, we're locked, loaded, and ready to go here for game number 5. A couple legends are banned now. We've got Cat, Altair, Ash, and Fuse all banned. This is my favorite part because, you know, players get to hold themselves accountable. We get to hold the players accountable if they don't, you know, follow the bans. It's a great old time. And it looks like as of right now, we're going to be kicking off game 5 here with everybody following the rules.
Yeah, it's good job. Good job, everybody. Good job. Just give a quick little update on the score here. We got SCCP is only 2 points off a match point. Liquid Alienware 10 points off. NAVI 15. Pathogen, Reply Totem are now 16 points, and then HUSS 17 points off of match point heading into game 5. So pretty spread out here as we head into this next set of games on E District. Saw Navi drop a 26-point game here. We saw Alienware drop a 25-point game here. SCCP has just been playing super consistent all day.
Oof, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they hit it here. This could definitely be the game we see 2, maybe even 3 teams hit match point.
Yeah, I mean, SCCP, just as a little stat line for everybody, they are the highest place averaging team in this lobby tonight after 4 games, averaging 6th place. And that's including the win that they had in game number 1, a monstrous 20-point game for them. Unfortunately, I mean, it wasn't enough after that first game, but I mean, right now, like you said, they're 2 points off match point. You have to assume they're going to do whatever they need to do here to pick up those couple extra KP. And with only a couple other teams in striking distance, this could be a pretty good turning point here for SCCP, as they've got a long rotation ahead, but certainly capable of doing so with the likes of NAVI, Liquid Alienware, all in striking distance. We've even got Pathogen. This Hoodie character, let's talk about Hoodie for a second, because what the hell was that in Game 4?
Hoodie, give him a 30-30 repeater. Just unbelievable shots, man. Just unbelievable job.
Yeah, I mean, watching 3 bullets take down Solis is not something I ever thought I'd see, but I mean, unfortunately, it does happen to the best of us, and that's exactly what happened there. As this lobby does start to, it's actually pretty consistently even, I would say, across the scoreline. You know, we've got maybe 30 points between the top 15 and in first place, so still anyone's game. We've watched Apex Legends competitive do some crazy things. And speaking of crazy, we got Kree up top northwest of this map getting ready to take on Caesar.
See how they do here. It's getting into early fights pretty much every game thus far. We're able to hold off T-Law last game. Not going to be going up SZA. That's going to be tongue twister for me, like, for the rest of my life, dude. Z and S, bro. I can't do it. Can't do it.
I don't think I've said it right yet, but I'm just going to keep throwing out different variations of it, and one of them will stick.
Big knock there from Dog. Looking for a second one. Can't pick it up. They are flesh. Kree gonna get that speed boost. Try to wrap around the corner here and collect this kill and chase down. But Kree's gotta be careful. Kree, luckily, is on Wraith and gets that Q off to hide behind these nicely trimmed up bushes. It pops off a cellar or bat or something as Zach W. Keys is walking up on the backside as well. So Solis trying to get aggressive. Good turn and burn there coming in from Toon. Able to hold that off, and they're able to escape. SZA still up as a duo, but nonetheless, Solis collecting another kill.
I mean, that's all it's going to take to kind of work their way into this top 10 area right now. They are down in 14th place, tied with U.S. Army Esports. 19 points, most of that coming from these past couple of games over on Storm Point. So, like we said, Solis just needs to kind of connect to these dots going into E-District, and they're going to be a serious threat here. And as I talk about threats, I mean, we see Flat up in the kill feed, just taking down names right now.
Yeah, SCCP getting absolutely fried in the kill feed, and they're going to go down here as Flat takes down the #1 team, and they are not going to hit match point. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, they're going to be 1 point off. They did get a kill, but that's just 1 point off match points. Painful.
Navi also is getting kills in your kill feed. They took down a team, so they have 3 more points to their name. As you take a look at Flatness, they're going to be flying in now on top of Pathogen. Rising Star, Hoodie, MG Clutch, and Envy getting pushed here by an aggressive Flat team who are still currently in Ballistic All, and they have Crypto Ult to drop on Team Pathogen if they want to keep getting aggressive. Pathogen is going to be looking, though, from the high ground, taking shots, letting them know that they're here. Getting the crack there on the Ballistic is going to be Envy with that triple take. And triple take, been a very strong gun this season. since I've come back. I've been loving the marksman sniper guns, and triple take has definitely been one of those guns I like to scoop up. And there's that crypto ult coming in here on Pathogens. Pathogens tried to get aggressive off their crack, and down goes Clutch. Kaiser doing a great job there, taking down MG Clutch. Bottom side is going to be Nano. Fighting inside is going to be Hoodie. Hoodie goes down. Big Louie collecting the kill. Envy, last one up, gets a knock on Nano. Nice turn and burn shot there coming from Envy to help keep the dream alive here for Pathogen in game number 5. And she's going to try to escape here, as you see in the kill feed. Empire Gaming goes down early once again, having a tough go of it here in today's tournament. But Pathogen's still up.
Hey, you know, after the fight, you have to assume Pathogen's just gonna, you know, go do a little reset here. Envy, if they're able to get over to a replicator, might be able to get Hoodie and Clutch back in. I mean, like you said, new rising star, no question. As we do see Infinite eliminated in the kill feed, Solis gonna be picking up a couple more KP.
Solis is cooking, man. Don't get in their way when they're starting to heat up, man. When Kree's getting going as the IGL. And you got Dog and Riley. I mean, we all know what Riley can do. And this team can be very dangerous for this lobby. They're just that team that's just kind of like an afterthought in a way, as the shots are going to start coming in from them. It's going to be Liquid Alienware. They've been jawing at each other in the lobby. T-Law tried to push them multiple times last game. Kree let them know, stop pushing us. And T-Law is not going to let off the gas pedal. As Nade's going to, oh my god, and Nazul with the massive nade. 197 total damage. Ballistic Ult's got to come in from Kurev. Kurev gonna try to get up here with that charged up Rampage. Looking for an angle on top of Team Solis. Solis on the inside. The shot's coming in on Riley. Riley gets cracked. Popping cells in the process though. Nazul pushing in as the Pathfinder. P20's in hand. Wargrez on the opposite side on the Mirage. Looking for angles. Kurev gets cracked. Good shots coming in from Wargrez. Wargrez gets a knock. Gets a crack as well. He's gonna Mirage all inside. Gets another knock here on Dog. 2 knocked here. The Mirage gets on the backside. Absolutely invisible. You do not see him. It's just unbelievable that he could do that. It just gets the squad wipe. Takes down Solis. And that's just a power move there. The comp that they are running right now is just, I mean, in my opinion, is blasphemy. But, you know, it cooked. And Solis, you know, unfortunately paid the price there. Wargrez had the backside just completely locked down. Just, I was gonna say something there would have sounded inappropriate, so I held off. But you know, Liquid Alienware collecting the kills, taking down Solis.
Yeah, and that such a dominant performance there out of Liquid Alienware. Their only reminder, 10 points away from match point, already securing 3 of those as kill points here for Jaguares. And now, I mean, a couple more placements here. Now that we're inside of this top 15, once we get inside the top 10, you know, they get 2 placement points, and so on and so forth, all the way up into that. If they can get up into the top 5, add a couple more kills, we may have Liquid Alienware, our first team on match point, which they were one of the top 5 teams to look out for, so I can't say we're too surprised by the showing here of Liquid Alienware so far.
Bottom side of ring right now, we have Forbidden Gaming going after with Team Cat. Team Cat opting to rock the lifeline here with the Bangalore and Ballistic. On the bottom side is going to be Forbidden Gaming sticking to their comp for Ballistic, Crypto, and Wraith. Both teams have to rotate here shortly. 32 seconds till round 2 closes. On the top side is Cat looking down on them, waiting for them to move around. Gonna take this mini boom cannon to the opposite building here. Oh, see, that's more of a launch pad to me. You know what I mean? It's I could consider that a launch pad. You know,
yeah,
the boom cannon,
I would agree.
It goes boom. You know,
that's the deafening one. Yeah, I mean that's, you know, Storm Point exclusive. It's very loud. As we look through this rotation, look at who's going to be waiting. HUSS is on that southeastern corner, waiting ever so patiently. Dupe on the Wraith, going to be having to rotate up this hill, which is, I just die every time I rotate up this road, I swear. But don't worry, I don't normally have Gent, you know, looking over for me, and Gent's doing exactly that. Going to be helping HUSS secure their location inside this, not only this next zone, but the zone after that inside of round 4. They've already got themselves set up. SJP2 rotating through the southern portion of this zone. They do have zone knowledge, and they're just keeping an eye out for whatever's going to come next, and they will be running into HUSS here momentarily as Skittlecakes gives us a beautiful tour of E-District, this Neo Tokyo redesign. So beautiful, so bright, So vibrant. What a map. What a map.
Just a beautiful job here by HUSS, man, forcing these two teams to fight. I mean, they both have to rotate up this choke here or use the evac there. And they're going to back up off it. They're going to go focus on this team pushing in. SJP2, shot's going to be coming in there on Gent. Gent is going to get cracked. Ballistic ult coming down here for team SJP2. Crypto ult coming down from Skittle. Skittle moving in on the Caustic, looking to get the knock. Caustic is about 10 HP. Drops a Caustic on Skittle's face. Oh my god, just absolutely Skittle. And Skittle goes down. Duplex. Only one left here from HUSS. And what a play there from SJP2. Oh my goodness, the Caustic just, oh jeez.
That's how you play a Caustic. I mean, that was a prime example of kind of utilizing the little bit of utility you have left, even if you are one shot. I mean, these P2020s, they do a little bit of damage at close range, but I mean, one more bullet, I think we were going to lose him there. So to see Skittle get turned on right there, an unfortunate falling for HUSS. HUSS right now doing well. They're in 6th place with 33. Averaging 7.5. I mean, they're doing very well. HUSS has really stepped it up here in these latter games, but unfortunately right there, SJP2 they got the better of them.
Yeah, they should be able to get a reset though. Taking a look at the map here. Dupe is going to be free to get this off pretty quickly. Flat in zone still, not too far away. They will hear this, but Dupe should be able to get a reset. This should be okay here for HUSS. It's just funny, HUSS went from holding that choke to holding out 2 teams to dying almost to SJP2. And now look who comes up the choke. It's going to be Team Cat. Now Cat's going to be running in here to SJP2. FG is still in zone. 0-0 in slab. Looking to get the reset here in Aku. But, there's the reset from HUSS. Flat on the opposite side. I mean, only one team in the next zone. Only 10 teams left here in round 3. I mean, that's definitely a rare occasion here thus far tonight. But take a look here at T-Law as they fly into zone. See where they're going to grab.
I think they've got the Rise on a pretty nice setup here. Long term, they're going to put themselves almost dead center of the circle. They've got a free Newcastle wall in the bottom. Wow. Even better as Jaguarez goes invisible, just to show us how useful Mirage is inside of comp. Not something we'd ever thought we'd say, but here's Mirage doing wonders in comp.
Kind of crazy. See where Mirage has come.
This is exactly what we've talked about time and time again, the legend ban system. Just forcing people out of their comfort zone, utilizing some of these maybe underplayed legends. We've got the beautiful skin here on Jaguarez.
He's got the mythic skin.
Yeah, he's got the mythic skin. Not showing many cheeks right now. He's got it leveled up already, but...
low-key, I can't believe Apex did that.
Low-key, I can absolutely believe. I mean, I think we've been asking for that for like 4 years, so.
Oh, here we go. HUSS now, off the reset and a fight with Flat, and they're going to go down. So Flat takes down HUSS. Flat down to a duo as they're getting third-partied here by Cat. Cat went from being held out by HUSS to being the team to clean them up. And Flat goes down. Flat goes down from Cat. Cat is Flat wearing a hat.
We could actually write a nice little book over this. Good job on Cat. I mean, you saw where they were earlier. They had a hell of a rotation ahead of them, so the fact that they come out on top of both of the teams in the area that were kind of playing a factor in them potentially going down, kind of taking command over that. Cat doing a wonderful job. Cat currently sitting in 7th place, 29 points to their name. Need just obviously a little bit more here to get up to that 50 range, but I mean, like we've said, a good win and a couple KP could do the trick for really any of these teams remaining.
Team starting to move into zone now. Team Inferno has a great spot here, playing this game 5 pretty well.
And Vosky, actually one of the only players inside of this next 5th round zone. Holding things down for the team here. Team Inferno doing a wonderful job. Tied for 8th as of right now with 27. I am keeping a close eye here on Liquid Alienware. They've got the 3 KP. They've got 2 guaranteed placement points in 8th. So right now, only 5 points away from putting themselves on match point. We do see Spectre Esports, your Game 4 winners. My God, what a Saving Private Ryan battle they went through to come out on top of that.
They got to go down to the Caustic team as well as JP2. A lot of Caustics in the lobby right now. Not a lot, but, a decent amount. Definitely going to be a game changer come final zone. Definitely going to be different for some teams to deal with. You see the bamboozle just kept going absolutely crazy.
I saw Zero hit everything but anything. It was a good bit there. But trying to stay alive, FG gonna be able to do a little bit of damage. They will get hit with a counter ballistic. So just gonna hold this one, play this one a little slow as Zaku takes some damage. Team Inferno flying in here onto Cat. Voski will fall. Able to take
nice
down
shot by
Cat.
Germs.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot there. Team Inferno comes out. Gonna add a couple more placement points to their tally as we're down inside of the top 6.
They're still in zone, man. They have a good spot. They're gonna play low side here for the time being. Germs did try to get a spot on the top side with the Wraith portal, but were rejected quite rapidly upon exiting the portal. But they are in zone. You know, they are in zone. They don't have to really go too crazy here. A lot of these teams are going to start having to move, holding these buildings. Don't sleep on the squad of UAIM. UAIM has a pretty solid opportunity to get on the backside of a lot of these teams and collect some kills on their rotates in. But Liquid Alienware slowly but surely making their way over, using their Mirage decoys to gather information where they can. Only Mirage in the lobby at that.
So Wolves over on UAIM does have a Kraber in hand. Keeping a close eye
only
on
5
that.
shots. Drops it.
Says
5
no
shots
thanks.
in the Crave. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to do that going into last ring. You use up those shots. Or it looks like he's going to try to grab his gun and just move it into zone closer so he keeps swapping, potentially. I'm not sure.
It is a good strategy. I mean, we've seen players do it before with shields where they kind of, you know, set up all those swaps into where they're looking to go. As we do see numerous teams fly in here on center. Team Inferno in the thick of it as FG will fall. And now Vagook going to be trying to stay alive here for Team Inferno. Not going to be able to do so. Inferno falls in 5th. FJP2 now in a fight. They've got that caustic gas coming out from Apply Totem on the other side.
Beautiful.
As Andy Jax does fall. And the caustic gas playing very crucial roles here in game number 5.
I mean, it's been absolutely cooking here for Team SJP2, and they're going to be able to hold this down in here. But they themselves, Reply Totem, have a caustic as well. You see the ticks coming in there on Andy Jax. They're going to opt to hold the opposite side low ground. SJP2 swinging in though, charge up Rampage, looking for the knock here on the Wraith. They pick it up. Kiranai gets the knock on catch. 7 trying to get health before pushing in. Kearney going crazy on the backside with the Newcastle. They're going to swing in and take down Totem. Totem goes out. Down to our last 2, and look who it is. Liquid Alienware. The Mirage Pathfinder Ballistic going up against SJP2 in the Caustic. The swing coming in here from the Mirage. The Pathfinder, Nazul taking down 7, and Liquid Alienware cleaning up shop. Take game number 5 and hit match point.
That is an easy match point win there for Liquid Alienware. They only needed 10 and they got 12 from placement alone. So let's see where the scores settle before we go into game number 6. And for game number 6, we will see you in just a few minutes. right, we're here.
Yeah,
we're ready. We're locked and loaded for game number 6 in chat. I mean, everybody following the ban list today, it's making us pretty happy behind the scenes. I'm not going to lie. As of right now, legends that are banned. We've got a Catalyst, we've got Altair, we've got Ash, Fuse, and Wraith. All banned from play here so far. We do have one team on match point. As you're looking at the leaderboard, I'm sure you noticed it. Liquid Alienware, 61 points. All they've got to do is win a game, and we close things out here in quick fashion, I would say. 6 games.
What did I say? Navi in 5, but I mean, I'll take T-Law in 6 now. I think it ends here.
Well, we're gonna see what these next couple circles do, I guess, and that's where my, distinction will come from.
City Hall, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, okay.
Lotus City Hall area.
Yeah.
So yeah, T-Law is gonna be pretty happy about that. The Empire as well, but T-Law likes to move around the map. They don't really just play zone, so.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they do. No question.
My eyes are on Navi right now. Navi needs to collect some kills. They need to have a better game, number 6 here. They're already moving up on the likes of Lix. Los Lix has a Sheila out already as Gato. Left side Newcastle walking up, trying to get an angle. Is gonna back on up. Got two teams in the area. You got HUSS over at Shipyard Arcade still looting, so they should be able to take this a clean 3v3 here if they'd like to.
Hierarchy just keeping them at bay. I think we're gonna just kind of dissipate here, Humpert Labs, and just, give each other a little bit of respect. Lake's just really playing this one slow, playing this one smart. Right now they are down in, 18th place with 8 points. Seems like every time they run into a team, they're unable to come out and capitalize on these 3v3s, so see what they can do here. As Gato able to connect with one of those charge rifles, able to connect a second one for 71. Thought we were going to see a little miracle. Thought we were going to see a miracle.
So Navi opts to rotate instead of taking that fight there with Los Lix. Not a terrible call. I like that a lot.
I mean, Navi only needing 8 points. It is pretty crucial that they get those 8 points.
Yeah, Forbidden Gaming creeping up right now on the likes of Reply Totem. They're gonna try to evac here. I don't think they know Forbidden Gaming's right next to them. They're gonna try to focus the last one. Nice job here by FG. FG looking for another knock here out of the sky. Would be crazy. They can't get it. Unfortunately, they get one though. They take down Nissa. Nissa is gonna be down and out. Forbidden Gaming walks up, finishes the kill. Forbidden Gaming was creep walking up that staircase there. A little ratty of a play. I like it though. I like it. I like the rat plays. They're fun to watch.
There's nothing wrong with a good rat play. Nothing wrong with a good rat play.
If you're not anticipating a rat play by now, I mean, geez, you're always gonna be aware.
You're not an Apex comp player if you're missing out on rat plays. That's just period. While we do have a little bit of a downtime here at the start of game number 6, a reminder: this event is brought to you by Coliseum, which is made by sports bettors for sports bettors. Winners are welcomed and never limited. If you do choose to gamble, please do so responsibly. But a huge shout out to our partner Coliseum for making this prize pool possible. All $1,000 of it. Not a bad way to kick off the third-party tournament season.
So you aim on the top side here are going to be down a player as they got into a little bit of altercation here with Team Flat outside of Lotus. You also got a couple other squads. Spectre Esports looking over at SZA and Empire Gaming. So a lot of teams in this area right now over at the Lotus. The Lotus is an area where this zone easily could pull. I think it does, actually. I think it continues to pull back to Lotus. So these teams trying to grab early spots in the zone on these high grounds. These high grounds can be so powerful, but so dangerous at the same time. With all different angles that people can take on you. You have to be super duper careful. As you see Team Flat right now trying to push in on you aim. As you aim, trying to get the reset here on Wolves. Flat looking to take down. This would be a crazy knock. Oh my goodness, they almost get it. Oh my god.
The drone was in the ship.
I would probably uninstall and quit the game if that happened to me. But here they are. They gotta clean it up now. Shots coming in. Johnny goes down. Big Louie. Kaiser take down UAIM. Quick and easy. You also see team in front over down the kill feed there at the hands of HUSS. Empire Gaming now moving in. Shout out Empire. Nano goes down. Loiter, gotta be careful. Getting shot from above. That's what I was talking about. Dangerous, but powerful. Flat now down to duo, but they gotta get the res here on Nano, but the door goes boom. No safe res anymore. Empire gonna try to pop some heals, potentially make a move. Newcastle wall comes in to help them out, and the Flat is able to get a reset as Empire is gonna hold down this dining hall area. I was gonna call it like a convention spot, but I don't know.
We'll call it a convention hall. I like that.
It's like a resort, right? Lotus Resort. It's like a resort.
I mean, there's 0 rooms occupancy available, so I wouldn't really say it's a good resort.
Room?
Exactly. You just got to shoot your way to the top.
Yeah, shoot your way to the top. Just party all night. Who needs a room?
Over on the eastern
That's all we do in
side.
New Orleans.
I'm sure you're not the only one either. It did look like Cat was going to be chasing down Liquid Alienware, but going to opt out of that for the time being. I'm just
Forbidden Gaming.
Oof.
Los Licks, FG going after it. FG opens it up with a knock and full kill on Sa. Los Licks having a tough day. Gato on the Sheila. Gato gets absolutely just bum rushed here. 0-0 takes him down. Kamori gonna be the last one up for the squad. She's already in her Valk ult, flying away. Sayonara. Look for a reset in zone. It's early enough. Plenty of opportunity for that. So there's the power of Valk here. Not too many Valks anymore in comp. I do miss the Valk days. Valk was fun to watch.
Velk Comp was, I personally loved Velk Comp when it was introduced. You know, it wasn't the static go straight up in the air, you're a big target. You know, there was rotating available that just kind of wasn't available otherwise. So excited to see Velk back here in Comp tonight, as we do have, it does pull even more into Lotus, almost exclusively into Lotus, as all these teams start to fly in. SCCP, they are 1 point away from match point. They've already secured it, making the top 15. You know they're excited. They're going to be looking for Team Liquid Alienware, the only other team, or I guess the only team, excuse me, on match point that's match point eligible, could win it here in 6.
And they're playing it slow right now. They don't need the kills. They're walking in slow. You see Solis go down the kill feed there, Team Empire. And Pathogen might have got busy in that fight as well. But yeah, Alienware moving in slow, coming in through the likes of Galleria. Gonna be on the backside of Pathogen currently. We also got Totem and FG about to go after it here. FG took down a player from Totem. They just take down Andy Jax there. 0-0 gets the kill. Fly Totem struggling to avoid the likes of Forbidden Gaming here thus far in Game 6. As the full kill comes in, Navi goes down the kill feed as well. So Navi goes out. Oh boy, Navi struggling here after their big 26-point game. They have not been able to perform since.
And I mean, to their credit, they are playing from EMEA. You know, they're a little bit of a ping differential, which in a game like Apex Legends, I mean, you saw the no regs earlier with Hoodie using the bow check. I mean, literally 10 ping difference can make a difference. So, you know, unfortunately for Navi right now, they are just outside of that match point threshold. But if Liquid Alienware doesn't come out on top of this, SCCP does push themselves into match point and really will put the pressure on Navi going into game number 7.
Odom FG rotating together right now, marrying one another. Nissa trying to get a reset in Resort. Oh, there's your Resort. I feel like they should have called Resort Lotus. You know, Lotus Resort.
Or just Resort
name.
1 and Resort 2. I mean, that makes it easy too.
Yeah, or the convention center, you know, something weird.
Yeah.
And who am I though?
You're biased towards convention center because that's your name now. Liquid Alienware is still alive, still in the southern portion of this circle. And down outside of zone, however, we've got HUSS versus Los Licks. Duplex doing some huge entry damage. Looks like Skittlecake's going to go for a wide rotation. Kamor on the other side for Los Licks. Does have to pop that shield battery. Does have that Velk ult ready to go if they want to go for a long rotation. It does look like Dupe and Gent's going to fly over right now, and it's not going to matter. They're going airborne. Let's see what kind of damage we can get here out of Gent.
Oh my. Almost
just missing the lead.
Oh.
All 3 broken as Los Licks fly in, damaged and bleeding, but they are still alive and they do have a spot in zone.
Unfortunate time here for Los Licks, man. They've just been on their heels all night, continuing to just reset and fly around and then portal around and just trying to stay alive. They just keep finding themselves in unfortunate circumstances. But for the time being, they find a decent little spot here over at City Hall. They should be safe here for now. But meanwhile, HUSS moving in. They're going to be pushing up towards T-Law, our match point team. Crypto Drone is in the air here from Skittle. They know that they're there. They don't know that it's T-Law, but they know, well, they probably do. They probably know their skins. What they don't know is it's a free 3v3. I don't think they'd get pushed here by Pathogen or Cat. So I think this fight may happen here sooner rather than later, unless one team decides to pop an evac or T-Law just decides to move in now. We'll see. Pathfinder Zipline could go crazy.
Pathfinder Zipline for a win would be absolutely devastating. You know, I think we should bring Pathfinder back into the meta.
Well, they don't have Pathfinder this game. They took Pathfinder off this game. Damn. Come on.
We've got Pathfinder over on Catch, though, on Team Totem. Western side, looks like Totem up against Los Licks. Gato has the Sheila out in hand, will fall. Now Saw for Los Licks, going to be the only surviving player, going to be up in a 1v up against Catch, able to down Catch. As the other two players from Reply Totem do fly up, the knockdown shield goes down, and Los Licks will fall in 13th. Like you said, though, they have just been on their heels all night long. Reply Totem down to 1. Andy Jack's going to see if they can't get away from this, as I do believe HUSS has an idea where they went, and they do. Skittlecake's going to pick up a kill. Reply Totem eliminated. We're down inside the top 10.
Dying quick once again here. Pathogen, the only team right now in the way of T-Law's rotate. HUSS is going to have a free rotate into zone here, going to be able to play that choke. Kurev has his eyes over at Pathogen right now, pings it out for the squad. Playing rather large is T-Law. Holding different angles, off angles. Doing a real good job here. Nazul has a spot in zone, so they will be safe, but here comes Pathogen. Pathogen spots out Kurev. Kurev now going to get pushed. MG Clutch looking for an angle, looking for a shot, looking for an opportunity. Finds it with the R301, the P shooter. That's about 50 damage there. Rocking the Revenant here in game 6. And it's going to hop back to the squad there, holds off the T-Law push. That's going to force T-Law to potentially rotate right into Dupe and company, and that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to have a T-Law HUSS fight here on the edge of zone. Newcastle wall going to come down, the Mirage decoys flying out. Dupe on the low side with that Nemesis trying to break the wall down. Dupe gets hit for about 50 on the red shield. T-Law doing a good job thus far, holding this fight off. Looking for the crack to push in for the entry. They get 2. And here we go. T-Law and the Ballistic Ult looking to get aggressive here on HUSS. They have the high side angle now. HUSS is on their heels. Push it in is Nazul. Nazul goes down. Kurev gets the trade knock there on Skittlecakes. The Rampage going crazy to the backside from Gent. Gent in a 1v2. Gent looking to win this. Gets swung on the height. Looks for the knock. Can't get it. The Rampage won't connect. The R9 does. And he goes down as Liquid Alienware takes down HUSS. No third party in the area. T-Law looking good here, keeping the day alive for themselves to take the game here in 6, as teams going to start dying over in Lotus. Starting with Cat, Flat. Man, these teams just love to fight each other just so I can rhyme.
Yeah, they really do. They really do. Huge play there for Liquid Alienware, though.
Tax gets the knock there on Flat, Big Louie. Flat down to a solo. It's going to be Nano. Wow, I'm just rapping right now. And Nano goes down. SCCP collects that kill. It's going to be Bin there with the charge rifle. Picking it up as they're making a play in. Pathogen down to a duo. They're climbing up here with the Revenant. Lotus is getting busy, Maz. We're heading into round number 4, closing in about 40 seconds.
And with that 40 seconds, with these 8 squads left remaining, of course, Liquid Alienware just comes out on top of HUSS. The one team standing between them in a rotation into this southwestern corner that they've taken. And they're actually moving quite aggressively up towards the western side now. They do have a team directly in front of them. Looks like that's going to be Spectre Esports right across this little gap. Liquid not going to give that up just yet. Not going to let that team push in. You do see SCCP up in the kill feed taking down Cat. Rhino's Nemesis I do love the raps today, though. I mean, I'm kind of gonna make sure that the next event we have a couple rhyming team names, so you can freestyle a little.
They're giving me no choice here. I have to break it out.
Yeah, it's what we got to do. Keeping an eye
rap error
on Liquid Alienware, the one team right now that could end it in 6. 7 other squads stand in their way. Jaguara is going to dump a nade over there. Not going to be able to connect.
They're going to have a tough time rotating in from the bottom side here. Empire on the high ground. SZA underneath them as well. So 2 teams above them, 2 teams across from them. It's going to be tough sledding here for T-Law to get across, but they get a free entry and they walk right in. Unbelievable. They crossed the way that I didn't think they would be able to cross, to be honest with you. When they find their way into the building and going to open up there, rotate to the final zone pretty freely right here, Maz.
Yeah.
They're just strutting on in. Holy cow.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised how easily they're walking in. It seems, I don't think anybody was really prepared for them to just run out in the open, especially in a situation like this where everyone's already got their angles covered. I mean, one little breakthrough is all it took there for Liquid Alienware, and they're able to hang out in the pool now with the Nessie floats, which, might I add, the IRL Nessie float is quite a blast. It's quite a blast.
Meanwhile, we got SCCP going after it here with Team Cat. Big shots from Kings with the PK. Gets 2 cracks. Looking for another one. They're getting help from Forbidden Gaming on the backside as they take down Tax. Aku coming in through the back. Looking for the res is going to be the lifeline here from Team Cat. Should be able to get the res off. They do. Have to watch for the swing here from FG. All while focusing on this PK here in the hands of Kings. The 111. This PK is deadly. Just misses the lifeline's dome piece. Nade comes in. Pathfinder in Kings' hands with the PK is scary business. Pinned inside this room is going to be Cat. How'd they get out? Oh, they went through the window. So Cat is able to escape this. SCCP going to use their opportunity here to get on the back of them as SZA goes down. We're down to 7. Cat trying to get another res. They get off res on Tax once again. Tax is back up, looking for the bat. Gets it. Empire goes down. Down to 6 squads. SCCP a match point, but need to win next game. They can't win this to win. But our team to watch right now is going to be T-Law, who are solo. Kurev, the last one up. Looks like we're going to go 7 here, Maz. Kurev's got some magic under his belt. Sky Nade's coming up from Kurev.
We watched it happen with Kurev earlier, and he's able to put down some huge damage. And he might be able to... There's no way. There's no way. They're just... You can't allow this to happen as any other team. And just watching Kurev right now try and stay alive, able to pop up with the P20s, able to get the break, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think we're going 7 here. Liquid Alienware will fall in 6th.
Forbidden Gaming having a strong game number 6 here, and they're going to drop Crypto Alt. 5 squads left. Grenades coming in here from 0-0. Spectre Esports on the top side, playing the Rampart Newcastle walls very well. Cat using the Halo, staying alive, healing fast. Spectre Esports, though, have a great spot. SCCP do as well. PK still in the hands here of King. Gets the crack through the sky. That's just unbelievable shot there from Kings. He's going to try to take the high ground, but down goes Bin. That's going to be Pathogen on the height. MG Clutch gets the knock. Pathogen a duo. Pathogen looking down. Hoodie. Bang Alt's coming in. All sorts of explosions happening right now. Another Crypto Alt coming in.
The Crypto Alts, now that we don't have everybody on the same legend, so good to see back in comp. Hoodie gonna be able to try and clean that one up. Pathogen still alive as a duo up top, able to hit for so much damage there. Hoodie keeping it moving. Clutch will take one out of the sky. Spectre Esports will be eliminated. We're down inside of the top 3 now as Pathogen falls. We've got Forbidden, SCCP, and Cat. Your final 3 teams here.
Yeah, Kings is going to do a lot of damage. They're going to force Cat to go down to zone more than likely here. Great PK shots continue to come in here from King. Down to the duo is going to be SCCP. King in a 1v3 goes down there, and Forbidden Gaming just had a game of the day so far for them. Just absolutely cleaned that lobby up at the end game.
That was a huge game for Forbidden Gaming. They were in 12th place with 26, and they're bound to bump themselves up into that top 10 after a monster finish. 0-0 Slab and Aku claim game number 6. And we'll be back with game number 7 as we move over to Storm Point and continue Mazer Gives Back match point format.
Smile, that's about all you gotta bring. So enjoy the ride, got some pillows in the Chevy. Ride or die, lay low, getting heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with you steady. Open for plans tonight.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for game number 7. Everybody is hearing 2. Legend Band system, my goodness gracious, it makes me so happy. So happy.
If we go to game 8, Bangalore might be next, not Newcastle. Yeah, Bangalore will be next.
Quite an interesting play here, especially in a scenario where there is a lot of open ground available to you as a player. And I guess, you know, we can talk about it quickly. Everybody saw the leaderboards here on that little break. We've got 3 teams on match point. We've got Liquid Alienware with 69 points. We've got SCCP, or Corinthians Esports, with 62 points. And we've got Forbidden Gaming putting up a monster game number 6. A 28-point game for them bumps them up to 54 overall. They're in third place. And we've also got Flat and Cat. I know. Flat and Cat on 48. We've got Reply Totem on 46. We've got NAVI on 43. Pathogen on 42. HUSS on 41. SJP2 on 40. All those teams within striking distance who either A, earn themselves onto match point, or hell, Liquid Alienware, Corinthians, or Forbidden could close it out here if they're feeling feisty enough. I mean, look up towards the top of this map. You've got Liquid Alienware and SCCP landing directly next to each other. Over here on Stormpoint, at least, quite a start, as it looks like Liquid Alienware already taking peeks over towards North Pad, where they know Solis is from their previous encounter here on Stormpoint. But Game 7 is a brand new game, and we've got a couple teams that are going to play this a little bit slower. Unless you're NAVI. NAVI is full sending at Empire right now in the southeast corner, coming out of launch pad with aggression. NAVI knows they need 10, and they're going to do everything they can to get at this game.
Yep. I mean, I would expect a very aggressive Navi here in game number 7. The rocking the Revenant, Crypto, Newcastle. Here comes the Revenant swing on the Crypto, takes down Riley. Empire down to a duo here. Carter in the whip already, trying to dipset, trying to get this juice. Pretty close by to Team Cat. Let's be careful here, but Navi not gonna get hyper aggressive. That's a lie. Yes, they are.
Navi's all gas right now. They're, like I said, I mean, they're only 7 points away from hitting that match point threshold, and they're going to do everything in their power this game to acquire those points. Uchaka and Hyarka have just been playing together for so long. They've built up such a chemistry and a trust in each other, and Carter's flying back in. We got Fast and the Furious 11 as he's flying into the middle of the ocean. He decides to turn around. Empire right now could be sitting in an unfortunate situation on the southern part of this map. Cat getting ready to take interest in this. Gonna go grab that juice box as well.
I'm just gonna be careful. I mean, they should be okay, but a team could third party them in the back. Cat's gonna go the opposite way. Okay, so they should be fine. Okay. But does look like T-Law rotated all the way around wall, passed up on the North Pad fight with Solis, and found themselves at the zipline building. So that's a good rotate from them. SCCP on the opposite side of them. Meanwhile, Totem moving in on UAIM. UAIM trying to hold down the broken down armory. Doing well at that. SZA pretty close by here to Solis outside of North Pad. Solis is going to take this fight. Also see Inferno in the kill feed, getting some kills there. With HUSS moving in quick on that fight too. So a lot of fights happening early on. Teams are looking for kill points, looking to get some more points towards their name. Hoping that we hit into game 8. SJP2 goes down there to the likes of Inferno and HUSS. That fight is happening with Solis. Solis is very weak. Good opportunity here for SZA. So I'm calling them from now on.
SZA it is. Kree gonna have that frag fly in. Gonna have to rotate out of this. It looks like no matter what's about to happen, there's gonna be a couple teams in the area, Forbidden Gaming being one of them. We've got Totem as well, as we see Kree take this wide swing. Very close to being able to take down the Crypto, unable to do so. Riley, the last surviving player, gonna go invisible here for this revive. Gonna get Dog up off the ground. Not going to be for long as Riley will fall. Reply Totem comes out on top of Solis there. Solis right now still tied for 13th with 29, but definitely needed to capitalize here in game number 7 to put themselves up just a little higher on this leaderboard.
See HUSS right now pushing up on. Oh, they found the Crypto. Dupe just smelled him. Took down Inferno. Inferno goes out there. The 10 from VGUK to get the reset of the squad. So Inferno goes down. Dupe moving up here on the other reset happening. U.S. Army Esports on the high ground here of Stormcatchers. Dupe takes the zip line back to the squad. So HUSS collecting some early kills, inching closer and closer to match point. They're at 4 kills thus far. Good job by them. Bottom side of the map, Maz. We got 5 teams on top of each other here, including Navi, including Empire, who's off of a fresh reset, and Cat. All 3 teams coming out of that southern zone, trying to rotate. Navi is going to be Hyarka, the last one up. As the Crypto, as Cat collects 2 kills there, takes down Kiner. And the likes of Yuchako. Yuchako getting, like... I think they're letting Yuchako bleed out here, so the reset's a little bit harder for Navi. But Navi does escape that situation. Hyarka's already over at the pylon. Empire playing the spider tunnel right now, trying to get some loot, trying to get their damage up a little bit here for their evos. Collect themselves a blue with that. Cat still in the area. Calamitous goes down to the ring. Empire Riley does collect the kill point for that.
I think that was a wise rotation, looking at Hyarka moving out of there so quickly. You know, kind of avoided a lot of that zone and did a pretty good job getting all the way back to their original POI here for Stormpoint over at Launchpad. You've got the replicator over here, you've got a respawn, and you've got even a respawn beacon up to the north, which, I mean, is currently occupied by US Army Esports, but you have to assume Navi going to be able to come out on this with a reset. Looking up towards this northwestern corner, looks like we do have Pathogen versus Reply Totem. It looks like they've got Hoodie separated from the team, wow. And I mean that's as good of a play as you can hope here for Reply Totem.
What a play by Hoodie to get away from that and get the bat off. Uses that wall from Envy. Swinging in though is Hoodie, trying to get the knock here on the Watson. Can't do it. Hoodie goes down. Envy goes down. Clutch last one up. Clutch gets out. Team's doing a good job staying alive here as a solo, just trying to get resets. We've seen it 4 or 5 times thus far this game. But Reply Totem's on a tear. Kill leader in the lobby right now with 3 kills is going to be Catch.
I mean, you have to love that for Totem. No matter what happens now, Reply Totem has put themselves on match point as well. They'll join the rest of the already talented teams on match point. Liquid Alienware Corinthians, or SCCP as they're listed in the lobby, and Forbidden Gaming are 3 teams on match point. And I believe all 3 still alive.
Yep.
Yes.
SCCP was rotating into wall. They were getting shot at down that hill. Took a lot of damage. They were able to survive. So they're going to be holding up there. SES, the opposite side team, Spectre Esports, were the ones that are taking the shots. T-Law in the area as well of the wall. This pulls out of wall, though. This pulls out of wall. This is going to be an interesting zone to play in. You see HUSS moving in on the backside of SCCP as well. But bottom right, look who gets a full reset. Navi. Navi gets a full reset, and they start pushing up on USAE. USAE Esports are going to potentially... No, they're not. Navi's going to neglect that and rotate through Storm.
An interesting rotation there.
Behind Team Cat here. Yep.
If they can make a quick rotation, they should be okay. But they've got an uphill battle as well right in front of them with that fight going on.
Yep, that's Empire and Flat. Empire and Flat trading knocks here. Swinging down for another knock. It's gonna be Carter. Picks it up there on Kaiser. Looking for another one on the Crypto. The P20's going crazy, but turns and burns. It's gonna be Nano gets the knock on Carter. Riley not with the squad right now, trying to get it up to the team. Oh, this is unfortunate here for Empire. They look so good. The reses are going off, and Empire is going to have their backs against the wall now. As teams from the opposite side are going to be taking shots. That's going to be Team Cat. Team Cat collecting that kill there. Takes down Flat. Tax. I mean, dude, it's just inevitable at this point. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
You can't even do it and, like, not make it sound like you're trying to do a Dr. Seuss book. It just, that's what it comes off as.
Here comes Navi. Navi dropping in now, trying to get some kills. Kiner just absolutely goes blind there, does not see that person healing. Hyarka now moving in hot. Navi down to a solo, looking to get a kill here on the Revenant. Can't do it. Cat takes down Navi. Navi got behind Cat there, I think on purpose, to try to clean up that third party. But unfortunately, they were not able to spot them on their screen. As Cat was able to get the heals off, and Calamitous got the first knock and opened the door there to take down Navi. So Navi goes out. Cat all the way deep in zone. Last team out there in zone.
Down on that southern edge, U.S. Army Esports have made their way into the southeast corner of the zone, on board with Pure Aqua right now as they start to rotate up towards this big hill right and directly in front of them. Unfortunately for them, Reply Totem also has the same idea as you see Catch rotating uphill. Jack's going to take a couple of this damage early on, but the Newcastle wall going to come out from Nisa. Pure Aqua has taken some serious damage. Variation flies in, almost gets one. Rusty able to take it down. U.S. Army Esports seemingly on top of this fight. Not going down and out just yet. Aqua's still the only one down. And Catch going to be able to get picked up there off the ground by Nisa. Nisa will fall, so they do lose the heal of the Newcastle.
1v1.
And now, Reply Totem.
Oh! 1v1. Can he clutch this up? Oh, he can't, and Totem clutches it up. Andy Jax was 1 HP there for a majority of that 1v1. Uses that Watson pylon to stay up, but now it comes a third party from Pathogen. Pathogen cleans up that fight, but a good job there by Reply Totem.
You know,
that
sometimes...
should put them at match point, I believe, correct?
Yeah, Reply Totem definitely going to be on match point now. They needed 4, and they have... Let's see here. I don't know. They have quite a bit. They have 9 kills, so they're definitely moving themselves up onto match point. But you know, I was gonna say, I mean, sometimes those P20 hip fires, they do be hitting, and then sometimes they do not be hitting, and that was a case of they do not be. But Totem comes out on top. Pathogen still alive, moving inside of this top 10. Pathogen is one of the teams in striking distance. They only need 8 points. As we said at the beginning of this game, a lot of teams only need a few points. A good 10 points for some of these teams, and the whole top 5 is going to change over pretty quick. But we do still have Forbidden Gaming, SCCP, and Team Liquid Alienware all alive. There's literally a 30% chance the game ends here, Rhino. And that's me not being a mathematician. Wow.
FG is going to have a tough rotate in there, fresh off of a reset. They were able to get Slab back into the game with the respawn beacon. Moving up the hill is going to be Aku. It's going to be tough here. Bangall is down to help them out, and it does. Puts them in a okay spot here in zone. But they're going to have to fight this team inside. And the knock comes in there. It's SCCP. Match point teams fighting each other right now. Horizon Q comes up here for Aku. But from range comes the Valkyrie. And that's going to be SES getting busy here. And they take down FG. Our first match point team goes down. Spectre Esports trying to clean up SCCP. And they do. They go down. T-Law cleans it up. T-Law. Our other match point team coming in hot. Los Lick's still alive, collecting kills with the charge rifle. Oh my god, and T-Law takes over the building. Los Licks, though, the team that's in the bottom of the leaderboard all day, find their way into a top 7 situation here in Game 8 and helping out these teams and keeping these games alive.
And they have angles on HUSS.
They have angles on HUSS, and HUSS is going to be in trouble. But Skynades need to come in here for dupe. They need to connect. Liquid Alienware on the inside. The ult comes down here from Juarez. I can't pronounce his name. I feel so bad every time I say it. Juarez.
I've always said Jaguarez or Jaguarez.
Jaguarez. That sounds right.
I'm probably saying that wrong too, but again, I mean, until somebody corrects me and tells me to stop pronouncing it wrong.
T-Law looking over at Spectre Esports right now. Spectre Esports utilizing their Newcastle to the max. Staying healthy, staying alive. Rampart wall comes down here from Bucks. Nicely placed on the low side as well. HUSS now in a 3v3 on the bottom side. Skittle Cakes utilizing the knock shields. Skittle Cakes swings out, goes down. Dupe, last one up. Dupe looking to collect on the damage done by Skittle. Spectre Esports flies back up, back to their corner. Liquid Alienware on the inside. 6 squads left here, Maz. Pathogen all the way back. Los Licks as well. U-Aim still alive here as well. Spectre Esports swings up. Spectre Esports looking to clean up HUSS. They do. They go down. Spectre Esports now the team to worry about here for Team Liquid Alienware. Liquid Alienware is going to be the focal point here for this match. A lot of teams will be looking at them as they're sitting in the center, and they have to move. They have to win this fight here with Spectre Esports. As they move back into zone. The Bamboozles are going absolutely insane right now. Spectre Esports is lost in the sauce. They're going to opt to take a Valcall without even popping a heal. And there it goes. Liquid Alienware taking shots at the high ground. Gets a knockout Chickles. cancels the Valkyrie ult. It's gonna stick them in zone. Tough sledding here for Spectre Esports. A phenomenal job here by T-Law to stay alive and stay healthy. And they have a great spot in zone. Oh, I spoke too soon. Spectre Esports still alive. They're done. Box is still up. That Sheila is going crazy from Los Licks.
I'll say Los Licks up top. Gato just absolutely shredding with that Sheila. Does go down. We're also going to lose Saw here, so Kamore will be kind of healer and all-seeing eye as she goes airborne, just trying to stay alive, trying to burn out that Bangalore ult. Not going to happen. Kamore will fall. Gato now, the final player left for Los Licks, Team Liquid Alienware. They do have a chance to close it out here. We're down from a 30% chance to a 25% chance, but Liquid Alienware having a game right now.
UAM getting a reset here on the bottom side underneath T-Law. Johnny coming back to the game. UAM gonna grab a nice spot. I like this area here to play with the Rampart. Pathogen also gonna be a problem here for T-Law. We might see 9 games here, Maz. Pathogen's gonna have to move, but they have eyes directly looking down on T-Law. As Los Licks are still alive as well. Now, this is gonna get interesting here with UAM resetting, getting back to a full 3. Having that Rampart back in action to help with these backside angles from T-Law when they try to move in is gonna be huge. But T-Law has a lot of area to play. We'll see what happens here. It's all going to come down to what Pathogen does. What Pathogen does is going to decide what happens with T-Law.
Pathogen says, screw it, we're taking this fight against Los Licks, and we're throwing it in, able to do so. Picks him up, cleans him up quickly. We're down to the final 3 squads. Pathogen now with a couple death boxes to go through and pick up some utility. We do have a Newcastle wall here on Envy. That's going to be a big play, a big crucial Newcastle wall. Barely inside of this next zone, but a little bit open. Pathogen is still alive, is still comfortable. We got that UAIM team down on the bottom south side of this corner. Really looking to take some shots up at Pathogen. Team Liquid Alienware playing this one nice and slow. They're over on the western side of this zone, letting these other 2 teams duke it out.
There it is. That's the play we're waiting for. Pathogen decides to get busy with UAIM. That's going to open the door here for T-Law to get angles on the opposite side, potentially get some knocks here and help out one of these teams win their fight for second place. The grapple coming in here. And the Pathfinder, Nazul gets the knock but goes down. T-Law down to a duo. Here comes the Newcastle wall for the res. Gets it off. They trade reses. Nice re-knock from Kurev. Takes down MG Clutch. Beautiful job. Team Liquid Alienware have to get healthy here. Bats are coming off. They're back up to a full 3, full health. Pathogen gets eliminated. It's going to be UAIM versus T-Law. T-Law can close it out. UAIM can make us go to 9. What do we got? I hear the ult coming in. The swing coming in from T-Law. Gets the knock. Nazul goes down as well. 2 knocked here for... There it is. T-Law.
Team Liquid Alienware comes out on top. Holy cow, they close it out in 7 games. I was a little worried there, Rhino. I was a little worried.
T-Law!
I was a little worried, but T-Law through and through comes out on top. An absolutely amazing showing by our good friends at Liquid Alienware. Wow.
That was stressful.
That
was not as easy of an end game as I thought it would be for them. You know, they capitalized on the res. The wall, having that Newcastle wall was huge. If they didn't have that castle wall to play off of, we might have been seeing another game here.
We definitely might have been. We definitely might have been. And, you know, now that things are, you know, finishing up here, yes, a huge congratulations to our friends at Team Liquid Alienware, but again, a reminder of why we're here this evening. We are raising money for Operation Shelter. Operation Shelter's raised over $450,000 for local families that were affected by Hurricane Helene down in the Carolinas. If you can give even $1, please use command DONO in chat, DONO, and donate through GiveSendGo. It's our chosen platform partner for Operation Shelter. It's why we're here this evening. We're raising money for families in need. And also a huge shout out to our presenting partner, Coliseum. Coliseum put up this $1,000 prize pool supporting the Apex Legends community in this 7-game series you just watched. And like you, Coliseum is here for the love of the game. Take control, bet with freedom, and win without limits. Please make sure if you do choose to gamble, you do so responsibly. Rhino, I have had one hell of an evening, and I think maybe not as good as Liquid Alienware, but I've had a hell of an evening.
Yeah, man, it's been fun, man. I'm happy to be back in the booth. It was a phenomenal job here. Big shout out to the sponsor. Big shout out to Mazer for putting this on. You know, just W's, bro. W's around. Congrats to T-Law. Congrats to all the teams participating today, you know, showing support for such a great cause. I had a ton of fun, man. I can't wait for the next one.
I definitely had a blast, and until the next one does come through, yes, a huge shout out to Mazer. Behind the scenes, just absolutely supportive of whatever the community is looking to do next, which is currently Apex Legends. Who knows what it's going to be next, but a huge shout out to Mazer, a huge shout out to Coliseum, and a huge shout out to Operation Shelter. That's going to be it for us here, though, on Mazer Gives Back. Make sure to check out @MazerHQ on socials. Drop them a follow for being supportive of the community. And, of course, make sure to follow us @PlayInQ on socials everywhere for whatever tournament we decide to throw next. Rhino, I know we got something planned for next week, and I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, Queens Cup's back. If you guys love Apex Comp, I host the Queens Cup. It's an all-women's tournament. Been hosting it for 2 or 3 years now. So tune in next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We've got a full lobby. It's gonna be a great time. So that's that. I didn't want to plug myself, you know. But
that it is. So once again, I'm Mazita. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Rhino, for joining me here in the booth. And we'll see you guys all again soon for what's to promise be even more Apex Legends.
For you to wind up while you're lying in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed like all I am to you is a pet. You think you own me? I'm nothing but a boy for you to wind up while you wanna pretend to get to know me. You got me running in a circle.